We're proud to be the only U.S. OEM for SPS and DCS systems, delivering unmatched precision and providing support for up to 20 years, twice the industry standard. Built with precision, engineered for excellence, thermal technology, the high temperature experts. Fans, Lake Tahoe South Shore isn't just a destination. It's a jaw-dropping, mind-blowing, awe-inducing experience. It leaves you happier, less stressed, and more connected to the world around you. This place is all sorts of awe and then some. And with the rules to lake by, you can help keep it that way. Just 5 simple rules to help keep Tahoe beautiful, clean, and safe for generations to come. It's connecting with nature and protecting it at the same time. Learn how you can help at visitlaketahoe.com/RTLB. That's visitlaketahoe.com/RTLB.
If you're injured in an accident, here are the things that matter. Who you hire to represent you matters.
Where they live may seem like it doesn't matter, it matters.
The Richard Harris Law Firm employs over 150 local people.
Trabajamos aquí.
We live right here. We know Nevada. We know the courts. And we know how to win.
If you're injured in an accident, who you hire to represent you matters. The Richard Harris Law Firm, 222-2222.
Go on. Get a little out there. Into the big heart of Nevada. 60 million acres of wide open public land for night monsters like you to explore. From sagebrush saloons to ghost towns, epic adventures are in store. Experience Nevada away from the neon lights. Take a dip in a natural hot spring where the temperature is just right. And gaze up at the darkest skies in star-studded delight. Explore the Silver State and plan your trip today at travelnevada.com. That's travelnevada.com.
At GEHA, we stand behind our members because we are founded by members. So with 0 shareholders to mind, we keep our members in mind by offering a health plan for every stage of life. Plus hearing and fitness discounts. At GEHA, one thing is clear. Your health isn't our business, it's our purpose. That's why we've been trusted by millions of federal employees and retirees across the country since 1937. Visit GEHA.com to find your federal health plan.
Welcome back to Tahoe. We are just about ready to get this show on the road as the starting lineups have taken the ice. We'll get them to you after the national anthem, which will be taking place here in just a little bit. As we are just about ready to go, Whitehead and Jake Barshevsky will be the starting goaltenders tonight. We'll get you those as Cameron Whitehead comes into the game with a 10-8-1-1 record. 1 shutout, a 2.98 goals against, and a .921 save percentage. For Idaho, Jake Barshevsky, 10-4-1 with a shutout, a 2.57 goals against, and a .916 save percentage. We'll now step aside for just 1 minute, let you hear the national anthem. We'll have the rest of the starting lineups after this. National anthem concluded. Rest of the starting lineups are as follows for the Tahoe Night Monsters. It'll be number 19, Luke Adam, out there with number 25, Casey Bailey, and number 48, Anthony Collins. So they're shaking it up with a combination line. And on defense, it'll be number 47, Arthur Cholach, and number 96, Brennan Kapchek. We mentioned Whitehead gets the start in net. For the Idaho Steelheads, they'll start defensively with number 10, Samuel Jardine, and number 77, Aiden Hershuk, who we did not see the first go-around in this series. And at forward, they'll start with number 8, Caleb Pearson, number 17, Ty Pelton-Bice, one of their veterans, and number 25, Liam Malmquist. And as we mentioned, Jake Barshevsky is in net. Idaho, black pants, black helmets, white jerseys with gray shoulders and bottoms with black numbers. Tahoe, all black, black helmets, black pants, black jerseys. Referees are Curtis Pare and Nolan Knezevich. Linesmen are Andrew Collins and Austin Bove. Both centermen glide in. It's Collins against Pelton-Bice. Might we see some fireworks off the bat? Tahoe moves from left to right. Idaho from right to left. Face-off drop. Here we go. Center ice. Pelton-Bice and Collins right off the rip. Collins hammering away. Collins is just absolutely smoking Pelton-Bice, and he gets him down to the ground. How about that to start your Wednesday? Thought it was a little odd that Anthony Collins was in the starting lineup. Didn't think much of it. And he goes right off the rip and hammers Ty Pelton-Bice. That may be from a past incident because I don't recall. I believe it was this series where Brennan Kapchek was taken out. And I believe it was Pelton-Bice who did it. Now that I'm thinking about it. Pelton-Bice did get a lengthy suspension after this series, so that's what your enforcer does. He remembered that. He had it bookmarked. He was ready to roll, and just like that, Pelton-Bice is going to head off. He is injured, or it appears, maybe a little leakage, but he'll head off. So 5 seconds in, we've got some action already. And now it'll be normally Devin Poliani on that top line who will replace him now at right wing. It also may have been a tell that Collins was the centerman on that line. Casey Bailey usually does those duties. But wow, what a start. What a start to the hockey game. Looks like they're still sorting it out. There is still jawing down there. We could be in for a absolute beatdown of a Wednesday night. No objections here if that happens. Pelton-Bice and Collins, and they're still trying to sort some stuff out. I have no idea what we're trying to sort out here. The two referees having a conference. We get 5 seconds of action, and the game comes to a screeching halt. I have never seen as many delays as Poliani is jamming away, and now we're heading to the benches. Samuel Jardine, look at this. This is unlike anything I've ever seen. Something's going on. Nick Canade and Samuel Jardine are irate. Canade, the captain, replaced A.J. White, who retired after last year. And there is intense jawing. What a night to be in the chill box in the first period. Looks like Curtis Pare is going to have a chat with Everett Sheen, head coach of the Idaho Steelheads. Coach Lowe and Coach Niedert are just going away business as normal, and now it looks like they'll get the message as well. And now Will Heim, the athletic trainer, has run onto the ice. Well, what a way to start the Wednesday game. With all the jawing that's been going on, I wouldn't be shocked if there's another fight. Face-off won by Idaho, and we're finally underway. Let's play some hockey. Caleb Pearson bats it in deep. Artur Cholach plays it up ahead to Luke Adam, finding Casey Bailey a little too out in front of him. Jardine will tuck it all the way back and now feed it up to Malmquist. He'll go across, finding Pearson. Pearson over far side, a shot and a save by Whitehead. So yeah, there you go. There's your fights for flights getting activated. I think that's probably the quickest it's ever been activated in Night Monsters franchise history. 5 seconds in, Collins and Pelton Bice drop the gloves. And I gotta imagine it's gotta go back to the cap check injury from opening weekend, because Pelton Bice was the guilty party. You never know, though. Face-off controlled on the right wing by Kevin Wall. Wall will work it into neutral ice, gain the red, and fire it behind the net of Barshevsky. Gustafson's got it. Gustafson near circle, put it out in front for Wall, and just missed that one. Now it'll be Jordan Steinmetz the other way. He'll send that one all the way down. Francesco Arcuri behind the play, gets muscled off the puck by Samuel Maye. Working it out, Wall sends it across for Swick. He tries to navigate through the defense. Just lost it behind him, taken away by Steinmetz. Near left wing, Steinmetz enters the zone, sends it across Arcuri. Looking for a centering shot, it's intercepted. And Swick will get it out of the zone. Back across, it'll be Jake Boltman sending it to his D partner in Connor Punnett. He lost it, and now O'Leary fresh onto the ice for the Night Monsters. Tries to deliver a boom, but Punnett got out of the way. It's taken here by Miller. Miller cutting in, and Miller got back checked behind him by McGrew. Jade Miller lost the puck, and now McGrew will fire it up ahead off the body of Punnett. O'Leary in behind the play, getting muscled by Punnett. Kanade takes it away, and now Miller sends it over far side for Jaden Shields. Shields, first time going against the Night Monsters this season. Cap check behind the net, taps it to Adam, who sends it Bailey. Far left wing, cutting into the zone, lost it behind him. Grant Silanoff can't get it out of the zone. Bailey trying to keep it in far half wall. Jardine plays it ahead, looking for Holmes. He got held up. There's going to be a penalty on Tahoe as Barshevsky was headed off to the bench. And we will get a penalty. It'll go on cap check. 2 for a hook. So 12 penalty minutes in the opening 2 and change here on this Wednesday night. For those of you listening on Mixlr and Flow, we thank you for continuing to join us. You've been treated to a good and confusing one in a way. We got the fight. That was obviously good, but then a long delay after the fact. Idaho sets up the power play. Nonetheless, Holmes tries to back tap it from the left point of the slot, but can't hold it in. And now it's back into the Steelheads zone. Charlie Dodaro. Far side. Finding Mason Nevers. He's crunched into the boards by Alger. That one sent right out in front. Whitehead makes the save as he kind of had to sprawl out of his net. And now some more shoving after the whistle. Line change coming here for the Night Monsters. LeBlanc and Taylor on the back end are in the game. We mentioned these are the top 2 goal-scoring teams in the ECHL. Idaho number 1, Tahoe number 2. Power play, though, has been a different story for Idaho. It's down at 13th, just below 19%. So they'll be looking to improve on that. Tahoe's PK is right at about 81 on the nose. It's about halfway mark of the league. Charlie Dodaro sends it over. Far side, Arcuri in the circle. Navigating, finds Dodaro across for Steinmetz. Back up top, Dodaro. Far circle, Arcuri thought about a one-timer now. Dodero, wrister through traffic. Save made, Whitehead. Follow-up was fanned on. It's kept in, though, by the Steelheads. Out in front, trying to jam away LeBlanc. Upends Nevers, and Whitehead is going to see that one all the way through the bodies. Those fans in the chill box have been treated to quite a little show here in the early going. They got all the jawing in front of the benches. Probably got some expletives along with it. Minute 8 left in the power play for the Steelheads. They set up on the far right circle. Tahoe wins. Maye sends it over to McGrew, and he's got time to loft it out. He'll send it right on target to Barchevsky. First shot of the game for the Night Monsters comes right there. Trying to keep it in was Pearson. It goes behind him. He'll reset up. Mitch Wall, the veteran. Played quite a while in Germany. Former Steelhead before his time overseas. Has it pickpocketed by Luke Adam, who backhands it down the far boards and will go off for a line change. Behind the net, Jeff Baum. Plays it up ahead to Malmquist. Finding Pearson. Dropping Kanade, sending it across. That one was a tic-tac-toe attempt and a half, but it goes wide off the stick, and Tahoe will send it all the way back down. It'll be Baum from the far trapezoid, now maneuvers to the near circle. He gains the zone, then tried to chip it in around Kalen Taylor. Alger back-checking right into Boltman. Barchevsky smacking his stick. That means penalty about to expire. Cap check. Springs out of the box. Tahoe 1 for 1 on the PK. Malmquist back across the red line, far side. Back in front, intercepted by McGrew. Tried to go between the seams. McGrew with speed, trying to work around Boltman. That one goes wide. Kevin Wall will keep it in. Now O'Leary, far trapezoid. Wraps it around, cap check. Stays on out of the box and recovers at the right point. Banks it behind for O'Leary. Far half wall. Drops down for McGrew. McGrew gets around one. Sends it out front on the far side, and Barchevsky makes the save. So they still haven't put that first shot on the board for Tahoe, even though there should be more than one. With 14:59 left here in the first period, nothing, Tahoe and Idaho. So now we'll get to see that combination of that fourth forward line, well, with Collins in the box. Derflinger takes a spot with Connor Merritt and C.J. Valerian. As Idaho bats this one up the far half wall. Alger can't keep it in at the left point. Now foot race. Maye against Silanoff. Silanoff in past the defense. Backhand shot saved by Whitehead. Traffic in front as Whitehead is on his knees in the net. As this one's played ahead. C.J. Valerian delivers the boom against Jardine. Derflinger in there to check as well. Silanoff back ahead. Trying to beat Maye, but having no angle, he'll just dump it in. A shot on from the point by Arcuri is turned away by Whitehead. Alger banks one up the boards and out. That's going to go for an icing, though, as quickly down the ice is Jeff Baum. So if you joined us late, you might have missed in the opening remarks that Night Monsters celebrating All Abilities Night tonight, so trying to make it a more accommodating experience for everyone in-house. So arena audio, as well as the flashing lights, has been decreased a little bit. Still the same high-flying action, though, as Arcuri fires one banked off a stick into section 102. That'll get us a whistle. Now more pushing and shoving. Derflinger with Charlie Dodero. Now Alger into the mix. And now we're just going to get more pushing and shoving. Collins is out of the box. And here in the arena, you can hear a little bit of the chatter. Derflinger giving the Collins chicken wings to the Idaho bench as he got off for a change. They still have the shots at 4-0. That's not correct. We've established that. It's 6-1 they have on the sheet, which I still don't think is right, but it at least acknowledges that Tahoe has a shot. Face-off won by the Steelheads. Back at the right point for Baum. Finds Mitch Wall back around Mason Nevers. Luke Adam, far side, banks it up ahead. Poliani streaking in. Turns on the brakes. Around Dodaro. Near side, Adam, and a sprawling stick save by Barczewski. Poliani does keep it in as it bounces far trapezoid. Luke Adam couldn't get there in time. And it'll be played ahead, far side. Wall cutting in. Wall lost it. Crowd trying to get this squad fired up here tonight. As this one will be sent in deep. Swick giving chase on the forecheck. Pearson has it on the far half wall. He'll drop it for Boltman, who feeds it ahead to Steinmetz. Holmes was springing free on a break, but it got tipped, and now Kevin Wall enters the zone near side. Beneath the circle, out front, Swick, a shot, and that one goes wide. Gustafson had a nice screen in front. This one batted down, awkward bounce, kept in the zone. Wall tried to back tap it for Gustafson, but it gets deflected and taken away by Idaho. Both these sides trying to play a little keep away. Remember how each other played. Holmes behind the net. Gets tied off by Kapchek. He'll leave it for Pearson. Up top, punt it. Keeps the zone. Back for Pearson. Wrist shot on it. Hits the back pane. Hershuk on the follow across. Oh, and fanning on the chance was Jade Miller. Swick cuts around one. Can't cut around two, so he'll just dump it in the zone. Barczewski plays it for punt it. Here with 12:20 to go, and the shots are 6-3 in favor of the Steelheads. Now that I could get on board with. McGrew across for Derflinger. Derflinger in neutral ice, across corner dump to the near side, where Jardine is the first one back. D-to-D for Hershuk. He'll play it up through to Kanade for a moment, but went too far for him. Now O'Leary pinned in the neutral zone on the far side. It works its way back to Lyndon Alger. Alger tried to poke it ahead, but has it intercepted. Malmquist with it. Malmquist has shot on. That one caroms into the corner. Alger gets it out of the zone. Hershuk, now Jardine. He'll cross it back over. Wall, good tag there by the Steelheads. Shields tagged back up on side. Maye plays it for Alger. Alger being heckled by Nevers. He gets it out on a dive. Collins back out there on the ice. Maye tips it off the stick of Connor Merritt. He'll go off for a switcheroo, so Taylor and LeBlanc out there defensively now. That one will funnel its way all the way down. It'll go for an icing with 11:03 to go here in the first period. Next non-icing whistle will be a TV timeout. And now Ty Pelton Bice has returned to the ice. As maybe just getting a little bandaged up there in the locker room. He's back out there on the bench. Near circle face-off. Bailey, Adam, Poliani out there with LeBlanc and Taylor. Bailey wins it over to Taylor. He'll go over to LeBlanc, sending it to Poliani, who tried to tip it on target, but it got cut off by Charlie Dodaro. One right in front of the Idaho box. Bailey got sandwiched into the boards as he tried to play it over. LeBlanc finds Bailey. He'll wrap one in over the stick of Barczewski. Poliani's got it near side, cutting in on the backhand, and it went over the shoulder of Barczewski. Nevers off the stick of Malmquist. That one's deflected into the bench, and that will give us our first TV timeout of the first period. 10:30 to go. Nothing here between Tahoe and Idaho here on the Night Monsters Broadcast Network.
Attention all Night Monsters fans. Want to get to know your Night Monsters a little bit better? Well, tune in to the new video podcast series, From the Booth with Brendan, where we dive deep into the career of a different Tahoe player on each and every episode. The inaugural episode with your captain, Luke Adam, is now available on the official Tahoe Night Monsters YouTube. Go check it out.
Welcome back to Tahoe Blue Event Center on this very snowy Wednesday evening. Still looking for our first goal. Shots are 7-4 between Idaho and Tahoe. Brendan Paul, your voice of the Night Monsters, out here with you. Taking you through the action on this Wednesday night. We'll be at center ice. Pelton Bice back out there with Gustafson. Face-off won cleanly by Jordan Gustafson. He'll bank it ahead. Or Kapchek, rather, will bank it ahead, and they're going to call an icing. Gustafson looked pretty close to beating that out, but nonetheless, it's going to be all the way down on the other side of the ice for an Idaho offensive zone. Drops it for Punnin, who works around Wall. Tried to send it back across for our Curry. It's intercepted by Cholwatch. Up ahead for Kevin Wall. And it's going to be offsides as it was behind him. But it wasn't touched up by Tahoe, so play continues. Pelton Bice ahead. He'll drop that one all the way back down. Kapchek will play it. Derflinger couldn't get on the back end of that one as Connor Punnett is hauled down in open ice. Arm stays down from the officials. As a big hit is laid in neutral ice. Derflinger tried to get under Punnett. Those two giving each other some shoves. Derflinger laying the challenge. Will Punnett accept? Not for now, it appears. Shields plays it ahead. It deflects off of Whitehead, and he gets the cover. Well, I was just informed that we've got a new listening audience for tonight. Apparently, the game is being streamed on Amazon Prime tonight. So for those of you watching on Amazon Prime, welcome in. We're glad to have you. We hope you stick around for more this season. Face-off won by Tahoe. They play it ahead. Jake McGrew gains the blue line. Tried to send it for O'Leary. He got bottled up with Hershuk, but Derflinger collects. Far left point, Alger has shot through traffic and a save by Barshevsky. And now Derflinger getting in the mix. Jardine and Derflinger having to be separated. And this game has really started to boil over. We're going to take a TV timeout while we got the moment, but we're going to stay here while we have the moment. We want to remind you fans that this game and every other game is brought to you by FloHockey.tv. Never miss a goal. With FloHockey TV, you can watch today's event live along with all other FloHockey games for the rest of the season. Visit FloHockey.tv for more information and to sign up for your subscription today. That's FLOHockey.tv. Shots are 7-4 in favor of the Steelheads. And we're going to see a couple of guys go to the box. It looks like the officials here are trying to kind of restore order to a game that started a little chaotic with the Collins-Pelton-Bice fight. Derflinger and Jardine each get 2 minutes. Gonna assume for roughing. It will be 4-on-4 hockey as Bailey and Pelton-Bice will take the face-off. It'll be Bailey, Poliani, Kapchek, and Cholach out there for Tahoe, countered by Jake Boltman, Pelton-Bice, Pearson, and Hershuk out there for the Idaho Steelheads. Face-off won by Tahoe. Cholach over to Kapchek, near circle, wrists one through the air, and it's deflected up into the netting. 9:08 left here in the first period. Face-off will shift to the near circle. Bailey digging in. This one's tied up to the near left wing. Aiden Hershuk comes away with it for the Steelheads. He'll send it across. Pelton-Bice into the zone. Back for Boltman. Drops it back. Pearson, a wrister, and a save by Whitehead. Face off to the left of Whitehead, 1:39 left, a 4-on-4. Tahoe will collect as Taylor banks it up ahead to Maillet. Samuel Maillet, one of the Henderson contracted products on this team. Sends it over, intercepted. Now over to Gustafson, who works through the zone. Wall tried to tap it in, but it'll exit the zone. Still in possession of the Night Monsters. Taylor circles back in his own end. This one wristed ahead and tipped at the red line by Maillet. Apparently didn't get enough past it, so it's an icing. Mitch Wall against Jordan Gustafson on the faceoff. Cameron Whitehead trying to get a couple of wins in response to going 0-2-0 on the road against Rapid City last weekend. Idaho wins this one. Baum plays it over to Charlie Dodero. He'll do a half-turn stop on Gustafson, but Gustafson poked it away, and it's all the way back down into the Idaho zone. Malmquist turning on the Jets in neutral ice, quickly into the zone. A high blocker save on his shot was made by Whitehead, but my goodness, Liam Malmquist, we were unfamiliar with your game in the speed department. He wheeled through at Sloan Stanek numbers in the speed column. Luke Adam getting ready for the dot. He scored in 5 of the 6 games here in the month of February, including on both games in the road trip against the Rush. Dodero, a slap shot blocked in front. Baum tried to come in and get the one-time opportunity, but Tahoe will shovel it all the way back down, so they'll have another chance to set up on the face-off. And fans, our next 2 games here at Tahoe Blue Event Center on Friday the 20th and Saturday the 21st will be Golden Monsters Affiliation Weekend, as the Night Monsters honor their AHL affiliate, Henderson Silver Knights, and their NHL affiliate, the Vegas Golden Knights, with specialty jerseys. They were revealed on Instagram earlier in the week, or on all social medias earlier in the week. Nice gold look. Classic Vegas colors. Tahoe wins this draw. Kapchek will play it up ahead for Swick. Swick across LeBlanc, too far, but LeBlanc will hammer it in beneath the goal line. Jordan Steinmetz across the red, now the blue. Still 7 seconds left of 4-on-4 as LeBlanc gets the puck. Tries to get it to Adam around Boltman. Adam will bank it ahead. Kapchek, one touch, and a maneuver around. Far trapezoid tied up with Punnett. Derflinger over to O'Leary. Some room streaking in front. Derflinger tried to get the tip, and instead Barcheski says no. O'Leary takes the near side draw against Jake Barcheski, who we mentioned 10 wins already. Has been really on fire as of late in these past month or so that he's played here with the Steelheads. Face-off won by O'Leary on a knee around Boltman. He'll bank it behind the boards. Barcheski started the year with the Bloomington Bison in the ECHL, played last year for the Utah Grizzlies after finishing his collegiate career at the University of Michigan. This one worked ahead. Derflinger looking on the back end of that one. It's off Barcheski. Idaho just trying to get it out. Jaden Shields plays it over to the captain, Kanade. He had Shields far side with some room, but opted for the shot instead. And Whitehead with a high save. And man, I don't know if there's some bad blood between those two on their own team, but Shields had a lot of real estate in front of him to operate. And Kanade gave him the cold shoulder. Idaho wins the draw. Hershuk around Valerian. Back up to the left point. Kept in by Jardine. Tahoe wanted an offsides. They won't get it. Wall over to Hershuk. Back across for Wall. He'll send it far side. Trying to bat it out of the air with Jardine. He whiffed on it. Hershuk up top with traffic in front. It caroms to Wall. Wall working around Kalen Taylor. Back up top, Jardine, right point. On the far side, maneuvers it back around. Robbie Holmes finds Hershuk. Back behind, Wall, spinning. Tried to get it to Holmes, who's taken down as Taylor is crunched into the boards by Silanoff. Wall, near side circle, goes across. Jardine, back to Hershuk. Trying to maneuver around Silanoff, going off for a change. Hershuk a shot and blocked off the pads of LeBlanc. Idaho trying to keep it in far side. Pearson just a little too late. And Valerian smacks him at the red line. When we hear from Coach Lowe, he'll talk a little bit about how impactful C.J. Valerian has been as Casey Bailey brings this one back in. Poliani has shot that one upstairs. And we're going to get a TV timeout. 4:54 left in the first. Come on back. Still scoreless, but a good back and forth game.
Go on. Get a little out there into the big heart of Nevada. 60 million acres of wide open public land for night monsters like you to explore. From sagebrush saloons to ghost towns, epic adventures are in store. Experience Nevada away from the neon lights. Take a dip in a natural hot spring where the temperature is just right. And gaze up at the darkest skies in star-studded delight. Explore the Silver State and plan your trip today at travelnevada.com. That's travelnevada.com.
Nothing. We're back. Shots 11-6 in favor of the visitors. Brendan Paul, your voice of the Night Monsters, alongside you here, bringing you this broadcast on Mixlr, FloHockey, and apparently Amazon Prime. As Kapchek sends this over, Bailey scores! Casey Bailey continues to stay hot at home after a hat trick. Last go around, he's got a goal against the Steelheads, and it's 1-0 Tahoe. Tahoe strikes first. They love to do that in this first period. It's 22 goals on the year for Casey Bailey. He's one of the 2 Iron Men remaining on this Tahoe squad, and he sends this one down beneath the goal line. It looks like Cholach and Cappy will pick up the 2 assists. As Malmquist plays this one in. Back behind the net, Cholach fighting around. Lost that one, but Bailey comes in to collect. Arcuri tries to keep it in. Cholach takes it away. Kevin Wall has to maneuver against Trent Swick, who didn't have a stick out there. Idaho keeps it in the zone. Boltman lost it. Here's Trent Swick. Over for Kevin Wall. Wall has all kinds of room, and he'll take it. Trying to knife through 2, goes into the far corner. Leaves it behind, but the only one there is Connor Punnett. And now Kanade plays it ahead to Jade Miller. Miller scoops it far side, shields a shot in front, deflected, and kicked away by the Vegas contracted netminder. Jardine cutting in, save Whitehead, follow-up chance is denied as well. Cholach and Cappy get the assists on Bailey's, as we mentioned, 22nd goal of the season. He's trying to keep pace with Devin Poliani, who's at 23. By the way, that is also, if I recall correctly, a milestone for Brendan Kapchek. We'll touch on that later, as this one's kept in by Jardine, and now it looks like we get a whistle. Maybe it was a delayed offsides there. But no, Brendan Kapchek, who earlier this year played in his 200th ECHL game, now has his 100th ECHL assist with that one. He had a 3-assist game on Saturday in Rapid City, but 100 in the ECHL now for Brennan Kapchek, who's one of a few Night Monsters who has played in over 100 games in this short franchise's history. So congrats to Cappy. 4 points in the last 2 games for him. This one played around. Steelheads having to neutralize Hershuk. Looking for Kanade on the back end. LeBlanc beats him there. Derflinger avoids the hit from Hershuk and gets it out. Under 3 to go here in the first period. Shields lost it. Poked ahead, McGrew. McGrew's got O'Leary. O'Leary tried to go back to McGrew. He took a tumble, and it got deflected. Derflinger sends this one in, got tipped in front, and now it's all the way out. Batting it out of the air is Kapchek. Good job to stay below high sticking territory. As Derflinger's crunched into the boards by Holmes. Bailey re-enters the zone, tried to dangle around one, got tripped up, and rightfully so, a penalty on the way. It'll be Mitch Wall off to the box. 2 for a trip, and the league's second best power play at 23.4%. Gets a shot to score again. So here we are. Power play. It's been red hot in the month of February. We talked about that on the broadcasts last weekend. For those of you who weren't there, only 5 power play goals in all of January in 12 games. So far, 7 power play goals in just 6 games in the month of February. Whoa, over to Kapchek. Shot saved Barchevsky. Rebound was loose for a minute, but cleared out by the Steelheads. So Tahoe will nearly finish the period shorthanded. Minute 45 left on the kill, minute 55 left in the period. McGrew near side, no offside, sending it down the middle for Adam, and now I think they called it late. They did indeed, so it's going to be out at neutral ice in front of the Idaho bench. Casey Bailey still out there, the former Ottawa Senator and Toronto Maple Leaf. He's won ECHL Player of the Week 2 times this season and has also earned himself AMI Graphics Plus Performer of the Month back in October. This one kept in the zone shorthanded by Pearson for the Steelheads, but it'll be worked out. Bailey's got Adam, but no more, as he'll have to maneuver that one around. He got hauled down by Pearson, but no penalty. Wall drops it off for Adam. He'll fire one into the corner. Maye there, McGrew's got it. He sends one on target, and that one's deflected upstairs and out of play. Minute 16 to go. Shots 14-9 in favor of the Night Monsters. We'll talk a little bit more throughout the game on just sort of the playoff scenario. We are in the back third of the season. We want to get you up to speed on that, as Gustafson keeps this one in at the right point. He'll send it across. Maye with some room, tried to fire one on a slapper, and it got deflected and intercepted. Gustafson had it in his feet. He left it for Swick. Less than a minute to go in the opening period. 1-0 Night Monsters. Swick finds Pauliani. Banks it near boards for Gustafson, who sends it down the line. Punt it. Trying to play it out. Good. Keep by Maye. Down in the circle, Gustafson. Tried to go back up top for Maye. It got deflected. Gustafson gets it back. Down low, Swick now. In front of Tip. In front of O'Leary. And he put it wide. Punt it. Backhands that one a mile into the air. And it goes right to the near left side of the trapezoid of Whitehead, or rather the crease of Whitehead. Maye trying to get one more rush loaded up. 2 seconds on the power play. Wall's out of the box, so both teams start 1 for 1 on the kill. Less than 10 seconds left in the period. Holmes fires that one out. Kept in Cholach, maneuvering around Wall. Cholach looking to beat the buzzer. Wraps it near side, and it got deflected by Holmes. And that'll end the first period of play. Casey Bailey gets the Night Monsters on the board. He continues his home cooking as of late. We mentioned second hat trick of the year in the last home game, the comeback win against Utah. He also scored a hat trick against the Steelheads back on October 18th. And we have some more jawing as both sides head to the locker room. And this has been a series I didn't ever expect to be crazy in the intensity department, but here we are. We get Anthony Collins, who doing his job, doing his role, remembering. Well, now, hold on. Collins is having to be held back. He's out there jawing with Jardine. Nick Niedert's trying to get him off the ice. Niedert, a guy who was a very respected fighter in his playing days as well. And he was a goalie. Pretty incredible. But he was a very tough fighter, much like Anthony Collins, so he knows the scenario. You got to watch now with the 10-fight limit in the ECHL, as Collins has really dialed it back as of late, but you always want to watch. You always want to remember how many you're at in the season. And that'll do it. Both sides are off the ice. It's a 1-0 Tahoe lead, trying to hold on and earn a big 2 points here against a very tough Steelheads team. We'll head to our intermission report. A couple of commercial messages, the ECHL Plays of the Week, and our interview with Coach Alex Lowe. We hope you can join us after this on the Night Monsters Broadcast Network.
Innovation, performance, dedication. For nearly 80 years, thermal technology has been the leader in high-temperature furnaces and hot press sintering systems built right here in the USA. Our cutting-edge DCS and hot press technology powers industries from semiconductors to aerospace, medical, and top research labs. We're proud to be the only U.S. OEM for SPS and DCS systems, delivering unmatched precision and providing support for up to 20 years, twice the industry standard. Built with precision, engineered for excellence, thermal technology, the high-temperature experts. Fans, Lake Tahoe's South Shore isn't just a destination. It's a jaw-dropping, mind-blowing, awe-inducing experience. It leaves you happier, less stressed, and more connected to the world around you. This place is all sorts of awe and then some. And with the rules to lake by, you can help keep it that way. Just 5 simple rules to help keep Tahoe beautiful, clean, and safe for generations to come. It's connecting with nature and protecting it at the same time. Learn how you can help it. Visit laketahoe.com/RTLB. That's visitlaketahoe.com/RTLB.
If you're injured in an accident, here are the things that matter. Who you hire to represent you matters.
Where they live may seem like it doesn't matter, it matters.
The Richard Harris Law Firm employs over 150 local people.
Trabajamos aquí.
We live right here. We know Nevada. We know the courts. And we know how to win.
If you're injured in an accident, who you hire to represent you matters. The Richard Harris Law Firm, 222-2222.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; AthleticNet, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to FloHockey.tv.
Go on. Get a little out there. Into the big heart of Nevada. 60 million acres of wide open public land for night monsters like you to explore. From sagebrush saloons to ghost towns, epic adventures are in store. Experience Nevada away from the neon lights. Take a dip in a natural hot spring where the temperature is just right. And gaze up at the darkest skies in star-studded delight. Explore the Silver State and plan your trip today at travelnevada.com. That's travelnevada.com.
At GEHA, we stand behind our members because we are founded by members. So with zero shareholders to mind, we keep our members in mind by offering a health plan for every stage of life. Plus hearing and fitness discounts. At GEHA, one thing is clear. Your health isn't our business, it's our purpose. That's why we've been trusted by millions of federal employees and retirees across the country since 1937. Visit GEHA.com to find your federal health plan.
Welcome back, Night Monsters fans. After a week on the road in Rapid City, the Night Monsters are back home to take on the Idaho Steelheads. And before this Wednesday night matchup, we're joined alongside the head coach of the Night Monsters, Alex Lowe. And Coach, it was a couple of tough results on the road in Rapid City, but a chance to regroup here at home. What was the message to the guys in the locker room after those two games and coming into this series?
Yeah, they were frustrating games because honestly it felt like we outplayed them for the most part, but they were pretty opportunistic, and give them credit. They took advantage of the mistakes that we made, and that's kind of been the theme here lately. It feels like any mistake we've made here has really cost us. So it's challenging because I'm not terribly upset with the way we've been playing. It's been obviously been frustrating with the results, but I don't feel like we're too far off. So now it's an opportunity to get back at home against a good team that'll really challenge us and make sure that we're dialed in and ready to go here tonight.
A very good team in Idaho that's right with you guys in the playoffs in second in the Mountain Division, trying to keep pace with Kansas City. You guys have split the 6 matchups on the season, each road team winning 2 out of 3 in the other team's barn. What's a scouting report on them for some of the fans out there?
Very offensively dynamic. They have a lot of good players that can really generate offense. So for us, we have to make sure that we're defending really well. We got to make sure we're on the right side of them. They try to get in behind you, especially through the neutral zone. So we just have to make sure we keep them in front of us all 200 feet. And then if we do that, I think we can turn the offensive bent of their game against them and counterattack and generate opportunities that way.
Talking now about some roster moves, we'll start with the additions announced today. CJ Valerian is back, and Connor McAnanima. And he's a guy that, obviously, I've looked at his resume a little bit, has a lot of championship pedigree when he was with Binghamton in the FPHL. What can fans expect from his game?
Yeah, I mean, for Connor, I mean, he's in here as a support role for Cameron. I think we're going to roll with Cameron for the 3 games and get him back on track. I know he's been a little frustrated as well with his play and not having a win in a little bit. But, yeah, Connor has a great resume, and we're excited to see what he can bring just in case we do need him. But for the most part, it's just a support role. We're really going to lean on Cameron here this week.
And now talking about a subtraction from the roster, obviously one that saddened a couple of the fans who have been here since the beginning. Nate Cowan, who hadn't missed a game in the franchise's history, went overseas to Austria. But there is a little bit of an interesting caveat. The Vienna Capitals, the team he went to, their regular season ends on March 1st, and the overseas player transfer deadline, if I recall correctly, is on March 2nd for the ECHL. For those who don't exactly know, walk us through what that overseas deadline means for guys that may start here, go overseas, and their potential chances of coming back.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit dicey with that. And for the most part, when those guys go over there, they have Europe in mind. I mean, I think he's looking to play there next year. I'm not surprised. He's put in his time in the ECHL, and a lot of times you see once guys get to 27, 28 years old, they're looking to play in Europe a little bit before they kind of have to get ready to jump into the real world. So for Nate, it's great for him to get that opportunity. I mean, that's part of your job as a coach here is to set guys up no matter where they go. I mean, majority of the guys that we're talking about most of the time are going to Henderson and having opportunities in the American League. But for the guys on ECHL contracts that might not have that AHL component, they're still looking to play in Europe where they can make good money and have a good lifestyle. And for Nate, he had the opportunity to go over there and make some good money for the rest of the season, and I think set himself up for next season as well.
Final question for me. We've officially entered the back third of the season, final 24 games, a lot of games against Mountain Division opponents. What is the message from you guys and some of the vets to some of the rookies or the younger guys who haven't been through a full season like this before?
Yeah, I mean, the urgency starts now. I mean, we've ceded some ground to some of the teams behind us here lately, which is disappointing. I think coming out of the first half of the year, we put ourselves in a pretty good spot. But that being said, we're still in a great spot. I mean, we're certainly not in any sort of panic mode. I think we have to recognize the urgency of the situation, and I think the veterans know that as well, that all these games are super important. They're all against divisional opponents. A little disappointing we don't see Wichita again, so you don't have them head-to-head as much. But still, at the end of the day, every game matters. We have the opportunity to climb up the standings here, and in a great, perfect world, we'd get home ice in the first series, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You're still going to have to beat Kansas City and Idaho from what it looks like if you want to get out of the divisions. So just looking to get a seat at the table, and I think we're in a good spot right now.
That was head coach Alex Lowe joining us before this Wednesday night game. Continued intermission coverage continues after this. Attention, all Night Monsters fans. Want to get to know your Night Monsters a little bit better? Well, tune in to the new video podcast series, From the Booth with Brendan, where we dive deep into the career of a different Tahoe player on each and every episode. The inaugural episode with your captain, Luke Adam, is now available on the official Tahoe Night Monsters YouTube. Go check it out.
Back here with our first intermission report here as the Night Monsters lead the Idaho Steelheads by a score of 1-0. Welcome back in the booth, everybody. Brendan Paul, your voice of the Night Monsters. We've got a good game for you here so far. A little bit of everything going on. We had a fight off the rip between Anthony Collins, Ty Pelton Bice, some great saves, and Casey Bailey's 22nd goal of the season. He has been on a little bit of a roll as of late as well. He scored now in 3 of the last 4, as he scored a hat trick against Utah last time out at home and scored in the Saturday loss in Rapid City, a couple of 6-3 defeats in that one. They'll have 5 more matchups against Rapid City into March at home for Marvel Night and First Responders Weekend, and then 2 makeup games on the road mid-April. Those were games that were rescheduled after the Christmas holiday. Let's get you to the scoreboard in the ECHL. Not too much going on this Wednesday night. 1 of 5 games in action here. We start in the South Division. The South Carolina Stingrays defeat the Greenville Swamp Rabbits at home by a score of 5-2. That's a battle between the South Carolina teams that has really been very prevalent this season. We've seen a lot of those matchups. I feel like I always break out the Battle of the Palmetto State reference anytime those two face off. The Fort Wayne Comets did a little Western Conference, Eastern Conference showdown. They traveled to the Scope in Norfolk, Virginia, and came away with a 3-1 win over the Admirals. Staying in the Central Division, the Kalamazoo Wings on the road take care of the Cincinnati Cyclones with a late insurance marker. That one ends up with a 6-4 final score. An important one in the Mountain Division, and I'll touch on it why after this. The Iowa Heartlanders of the Central Division, a 6-3 winner at home against the Wichita Thunder. And then this one, obviously, 1-0 after the first period. Now, you may be thinking, why is the Wichita game important? You've talked about teams right in the mix with Tahoe, and you haven't mentioned Wichita in quite a while. Well, the reason is the Night Monsters, we'll give you the full rundown. The Night Monsters are currently in 4th. Let's go up. The Kansas City Mavericks are in overwhelming first place, not just in the Mountain, but in the ECHL. 38-8-1-1. I mean, that's an unbelievable start for the Mavs. They have 78 points. Next closest in the league, you might ask, the Night Monsters' opponent tonight. The Idaho Steelheads, second in the Mountain Division at 32-13-4, 68 points on the season. So they're kind of in no man's land right now. They're 10 points back of Kansas City, which you would need some head-to-head points there and KC to start losing some games. But they're also 12 points ahead of Allen, who's in third. Allen at 26-18-4. They have 56 points. And Tahoe in the fourth and final playoff spot, 24-22-2, 52 points on the year. Wichita, though, right behind the Night Monsters at 21-18-3-4, 49 points. So just 3 points behind Tahoe, and Wichita's played 2 less games. So they have a chance to take the lead in theory if in those 2 extra games they come out on top. And then you've got a Rapid City team that has kind of had Tahoe's number as of late. I can't lie. They've won 7 in a row against the Night Monsters. They are below 500, but they're just 4 points behind Wichita. They currently sit at 45. They also have 2 less games played, so you don't want to let that get interesting and let them seep back into it. Utah is in 7th. They currently sit at 42 points. Now, granted, they've played more games than the Night Monsters so far. They're at 49 entering the day, so they'll be tied after tonight's action. They could make a run. They could have a little late magic with it being their last season and all. You never know. And then down at the bottom, Tulsa sitting at 30 points. They've been absolutely brutalized with injuries, call-ups, and just things that have not gone their way this year. They've played 3 less games than the Night Monsters. They're at 30 points, though. They would need to go on a hot streak in a hurry, especially against some head-to-head opponents, which they play Idaho 6 more times. So you never know. Things could get crazy. This is a division where things really get out of control sometimes. It's always very competitive, and that's evident. The fact that 6 of the 8 teams are right in the playoff mix here in mid-February. We'll hit a quick break, and then we'll be back with second period action here on Mixler, FloHockey, and Amazon Prime.
If you're injured in an accident, here are the things that matter. Who you hire to represent you matters.
Where they live may seem like it doesn't matter, it matters.
The Richard Harris Law Firm employs over 150 local people.
Trabajamos aquí.
We live right here. We know Nevada. We know the courts. And we know how to win.
If you're injured in an accident, who you hire to represent you matters. The Richard Harris Law Firm, 222-2222.
We're ready to roll. Second period about to get underway. Night Monsters will move from right to left. Again, we mentioned the all-black, now home jerseys. The ECHL switches from the light to the dark jerseys as the home jerseys in late January, after the All-Star break usually. So Tahoe wore their new white primary jerseys at home to start the year. They'll now wear these black jerseys at home. There will be a bunch of specialty jerseys throughout the rest of the season. We'll get into that later in the broadcast as well, including one on Friday and Saturday. Bailey and Mitch Wall on the draw. Casey Bailey, the goal scorer tonight, wins it cleanly. And we're back underway. Artur Cholach sends one through off a deflection by Adam. It's corralled on the back end by the Steelheads, who lofted all the way out to center ice. Adam sends it back in. Barshevsky funnels it over to the far side. Wall working it up into the edge of the circle, sends it out in front looking for Hershuk, but it's batted out to the right point, kept in by Malmquist. His shot saved by Whitehead. He puts the rebound right out in front, but no one was right there. So Adam, the other way, will be able to bank it into the far trapezoid. Jardine goes over far side for Malmquist, intercepted by Maye. He'll funnel it back in, looking for Wall. Out in front, Gustafson, a shot for a rebound. It goes wide. Alger fires one, looking for a tip, and it misses the net as well. Swick battling behind the play, drops it over for Gustafson, the two Vegas contracted players, as that one stays out of the zone as Maye couldn't control it. Up ahead, Swick, right on the center ice logo. Backhands it, Kevin Wall, cutting in, got held up by Charlie Dodaro. Reminder, his brother Chris played for the Night Monsters last year. Up ahead, here's a chance, Curry, a shot, he scores. Francesco Arcuri, so pure with the shot, 19th goal of the season. And in the opening 2 minutes, we're tied up 1-1. So Arcuri ties it up here in the second early on. And now the Night Monsters will have to try and get back the lead. Kalen Taylor's got this one in deep. Arcuri, a 2021 draft choice of the Stars in the 6th round. He's also on a Dallas Stars NHL contract. This one into the near corner. Derflinger battles it out. Drops it for O'Leary. O'Leary down on a knee, spins it back behind him, looking for Kapchek. It finds McGrew. We're going to get a penalty as Dodaro lost his stick. I think that's going to be on the Night Monsters, and if it is, not one you want to take. And with O'Leary carrying on and continuing to bark at referee Nolan Knezevich, I think that's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be a slash on O'Leary, so back to the power play is Idaho. Arcuri, this is his 3rd season with the Steelheads. Played a little bit in the AHL with the Texas Stars. Finished his OHL career with the Kingston Frontenacs and Kitchener Rangers. And he ties this one up. He's out there on the right point on this power play. It'll be Steinmetz, Holmes, Nevers, Arcuri, and Dodaro out there on the power play for Idaho. Cholach, Bailey, Kapchek, and Wall on the PK. Steinmetz, wrister on. That's a high save by Whitehead. It might have even whizzed over his shoulder, but nonetheless, it's cleared out. O'Leary to the box for slashing, as we mentioned. And that'll give Idaho their 2nd opportunity on the power plays. They work this one ahead. Arcuri trying to cut in. Lost it to Kapchek. He'll fire it right below bench level, and it goes all the way down the length of the ice. Quick change here on the PK for the Night Monsters in the opening 30 seconds. Gustafson tried to tip it out. Maye finally does. It'll bounce out to the red line, and Maye sends a boom to the play. No call. Holmes is in there to crush Maye. Play continues. Nevers makes the save. They're going to keep the play going. Now Maye's got a break. Here he comes, working in, spinning in front. Swick fanned on the shot. I think Tahoe was begging for him to stop it at first. They didn't, and it almost led to a goal for him. Malmquist, a wrister, save, Whitehead, follow-up, blocked by Whitehead on all fours. Holmes gives another shove. Nevers is angry. Holmes and Maye. Samuel Maye had a Gordie Howe hat trick on opening weekend against this Idaho team. A goal, assist, and a fight. It's the only one on the season. Maye, as we mentioned, on an AHL deal. We want to remind you for Golden Monsters weekend, Friday, February 20th and Saturday, February 21st. That'll close out this Idaho series. A lot of cool Vegas stuff happening. Golden Monsters jerseys highlighted. They'll be auctioned off on the Dash Auction app after the game. So those of you who can't make it out due to the weather, or if you're in Vegas tuning into this one, you can get in on the action. Night Monsters are able to punch it out from behind the net. Robbie Holmes, after finishing his collegiate or his junior career back in 2019, 2020, played a game for the Kansas City Mavericks in the COVID year as Baum cuts in on the circle, drops it back off for Malmquist. 20 seconds left on the power play. Baum cycles back down low for Malmquist. Up top, Pearson in the circle. Near trapezoid for Wall. Wall cut off by LeBlanc. Getting a bounce on it. Pearson's got it back on the edge of the circle. Down low for Wall, poked away by LeBlanc. O'Leary out of the box. We're back to 5-on-5, so good job by the PK. This one sprung ahead. It'll go for an icing with 15:46 left. So Holmes played in one game with the Mavericks back in December of 2020. Then said, you know what, I'm going to go to college. He went to Mount Royal University up in Canada. And then in his rookie season at age 26. You're starting to see that more and more, especially with guys in Canadian juniors opting to go to college, or guys at the collegiate level in the NCAA getting the extra year for COVID and the extension. Guys like Connor Merritt also got a little bit of an extension. He played 5 seasons at Alaska Anchorage. Was a captain the last 2. Connor Merritt in the same boat. He is also a rookie at age 26. Will be 27 next home series, as that one is popped up out of play right behind the Night Monsters bench with 15:40 to go. We got a 1-1 game here in the second. The goal, we know, are Curry, assisted by Baum and Nevers. We'll have a defensive zone draw near circle of Cameron Whitehead. Austin Bove has given some instructions to Jade Miller, who's in the faceoff dot for Idaho, going up against Bailey. Bailey just so masterful in the dot, wins another one. This one's rimmed up ahead. Poliani tried to poke it up towards an attacker, but now here comes Connor Merritt. Merritt tried to feed one through to Bailey, but it goes in between his legs, and Boltman will play it up and out. Unable to gain the red line before sending it in was Silanoff, so it'll be an offensive zone faceoff coming for the Night Monsters. Shots 19-11 in favor of the Steelheads. If you love snow and snowboarding and skiing, it's a lovely night here in State Line, Nevada. 22 degrees and cloudy, feels like 12. The high today was 26, as this one is in neutral ice, controlled by Idaho. Working it in, Miller in front, looking for Silanoff. He couldn't get his stick on it, and now lost his bucket behind the play. Cholach is taken down and being harassed by Boltman. Merritt sends that one off the high boards. Connor Punnett is there to retrieve it. Jaden Shields pokes it up ahead. Swick goes over to Alger. Gustafson now in the open ice. Had his cross ice pass deflected, and now Mason Nevers has a break. He's got our Curry with him. He keeps it and fires it wide. It'll wrap all the way around to the far side. Mason Nevers only with 4 goals on the season, posing a threat as our Curry follows it up with a chance in there, and that one is skied wide. Alger and Jardine have been kind of chomping at the bit here in these last couple of stoppages. Lyndon Alger, a guy that from time to time will get a little testy. Got 31 penalty minutes on the year. You can't get to an odd number without a fighting major, so. Alger collects this puck out through neutral ice. He tried to split the seams and go to Derflinger. He lost it, but then O'Leary batted it down and delivered a big hit in open ice. Bodies are flying as O'Leary keeps it in the attacking end. Derflinger behind the play. Avoids a big hit from Steinmetz. McGrew feeling it out. O'Leary on the doorstep and covered up by Barczewski. Derflinger still trying to get someone aggravated here as we get our first TV timeout of the period. 1-1. Francesco R. Curry ties it up in the second.
Fans, Lake Tahoe's South Shore isn't just a destination. It's a jaw-dropping, mind-blowing, awe-inducing experience. It leaves you happier, less stressed, and more connected to the world around you. This place is all sorts of awe and then some. And with the rules to Lake by, you can help keep it that way. Just 5 simple rules to help keep Tahoe beautiful, clean, and safe for generations to come. It's connecting with nature and protecting it at the same time. Learn how you can help it. Visit laketahoe.com/RTLB. That's visit laketahoe.com/RTLB.
Well, we build this game as high scoring coming into it, and every statistical indication would agree with that. I mean, we do have the top 2 scoring teams in the ECHL on tap, but it's been rather defensive so far. 1-1 with 13:55 left in the second. O'Leary's kicked out of the dot, and he'll be replaced by the first-year alternate captain, Jake McGrew. Idaho controls. Jardine gets it out of the zone, or at least thought he did, as Kalen Taylor keeps it in. Behind the net, Jardine backhands one up to Kanade, the captain. O'Leary keeps it in on a dive. Derflinger, far circle. Taps it up top for Taylor. It's turned over. Holmes tried to put on the gas, but couldn't quite get there in enough time. O'Leary back through center. Got tied up with Kanade. Wall comes in to take possession. Down low, Kanade, a shot and a save as it goes behind the net. Whitehead may have altered it a little bit. LeBlanc getting crunched into the near boards by Holmes and Kanade. O'Leary coming in to help. The puck pokes out behind the goal as Kalen Taylor lofts this one up. It's batted out of the air on a hop by Baum. Back in the zone is Shields. A shot and a save by Whitehead. Coach Lowe mentioned it in the intermission interview that Cameron Whitehead was a little frustrated with his performance in the last couple of games and wanted to get back out there and show that he is one of the best goaltenders in the ECHL, and he's had games where he's been absolutely lights out. He's got 20 of 21 here so far, building another one of those very solid outings. Face-off won by the Steelheads, trying to poke it in front with Silanoff on the backhand, but couldn't get to it. Firing it behind, it's for Jade Miller, the alternate captain. Taken away by McGrew in the skates of Bailey. He plays it over to Cholach. Into the zone, Cholach drops for Poliani. Back for Cholach, far circle. Cholach down below, firing on the goal line. was Luke Adam. Now Kapchek back behind, finds Adam, sending it out in front. Poliani was there, but was deflected by a Steelhead first. Poliani cycles it back to the near side. Maye out front, a chance for a tip by Tahoe, but instead Idaho will loft it all the way down and out for an icing. 12:06 left here in the second. 21-12 the shots. He did mention that Connor McAnanama, would be in more of a support role for Whitehead. They were expecting to roll with him in all 3 games of this series unless, he's forced in relief for an unfortunate situation. As Alger fired one high and wide. Maye works it back around to the near side. Alger tried to keep it in, sliding to the edge of the boards, but instead Maye behind the play will resettle. Tips it ahead for Wall. That one banks off the sideboard. Took a little bit of an awkward bounce. Barczewski almost let that one go in front of him. Now a chance in front. Swick sent it out. It looks like they said, one ref said offside, one said played with a high stick. Nonetheless, it's a stoppage. Gustafson, Swick, and Kevin Wall are the forwards out there with Maye and Alger. Idaho fires this one through. Whitehead, seeing Pearson oncoming, will come out of his crease to play it up ahead. Gustafson over to Wall. Wall back to Gustafson, cutting in, hauled down. Arm stays down, much to the displeasure of the Tahoe bench. And now Kevin Wall trying to throw Malmquist in a headlock. Rather, Steinmetz. Tahoe was not happy with the no call on Gustafson being taken down on a tight play in front. And now Wall and Pearson playing a little chicken with each other on the sticks. And it looks like we're going to have double minors here. Steinmetz and Wall both head off for 2 minutes. Kevin Wall, who continues to excel, he's over a point a game since his return to the Night Monsters on the season. 31 points in 29 games. This is game number 30 for him in the ECHL. Spent the previous 2 seasons in the AHL with Milwaukee. Played a little bit for Springfield earlier this year, we talked about. Probably didn't get as much time as he would have wanted up there, but used it as an opportunity to improve his game and just skate with some guys at the AHL level. Try and see where you stack up against the AHL clubs. So it'll be 4-on-4. Near side face off in the offensive zone. Kapchek keeps it in as Idaho just tried to send it out right off the draw. So Steinmetz and Wall get roughing minors here as Cholach slows up, gets around Pearson, who went down to a knee, into the zone for O'Leary. Back taps, Kapchek with space, works in, cycles for Cholach. On the edge, a shot and a glove save by Barczewski. Well, for games we haven't seen a lot of penalty minutes in as of late, 24 already in the opening half of the game. I mean, it started off with a bang, literally, as Anthony Collins was delivering hammers on Ty Pelton Bice. 11 even left here in the second period. 1:34 left on the 4-on-4. Maye curling the slot, save, rebound is stopped by Barczewski. What a save from Barczewski on the rebound. Pauliani getting animated with Jardine. He seems to be a popular target on the Idaho side. Face-off won by the Night Monsters. Taylor over to Maye. Another shot opportunity blocked in front this time. And now Idaho will take it the other way. Arcuri gets the rush started. Goes over far side for Hershuk, but Casey Bailey cuts in there, and he's got it. Now over to Taylor. Taylor tries to back it up for Bailey. He'll send it across for Maye. Into the zone. Absorbs a crunch into the boards. Taylor couldn't control it. Did a good job to hustle back, though, not to allow a break the other way. Taylor ahead for Gustafson, who resets and fires it over. Far side wall for Pauliani. Devin Pauliani, team leader in goals. He scored in both games in Rapid City. He's got 23 on the year. Here comes Kanade, a wrist shot in. That one bobbled in front and goes way wide into the far trapezoid. Taylor finds Kapchek. Cutting it up ahead. Swick. A little too far in front of him. He'll just have to poke it ahead. With 15 seconds left, 4-on-4. Idaho seems content to wait for their next break as Cholach pokes it away from Kanade. Streaking up is Dodero. Charlie Dodero cuts around Swick. Far side of the zone, sends it across. Off the bank, it's Holmes. Up top, Baum. Rister through traffic, save. Whitehead, rebound, far circle. Baum tries again, and another save by Cameron Whitehead. We'll get a TV timeout, 9:15 to go. Still 1-1. Two offenses that have gone defensive here in this one.
Innovation, performance, dedication. For nearly 80 years, Thermal Technology has been the leader in high-temperature furnaces and hot press centering systems built right here in the USA. Our cutting-edge DCS and hot press technology powers industries from semiconductors to aerospace, medical, and top research labs. We're proud to be the only U.S. OEM for SPS and DCS systems, delivering unmatched precision and providing support for up to 20 years, twice the industry standard. Built with precision, engineered for excellence, Thermal Technology, the high-temperature experts.
Back here at Tahoe Blue Event Center. Interesting question on the board. If you're watching on FloHockey.tv or Amazon Prime, you know the question that was asked. Would you rather fight one duck the size of a Zamboni or 100 ducks the size of hockey pucks? I mean, in an ideal world, I'd say don't fight ducks, but I guess if you had to pick, I'd go with the 100 smaller ducks. As Tahoe wins this defensive zone draw, coughs it up. Steinmetz right down the middle for Holmes. It gets caught up between his legs, and that one exits. It'll be batted down by Punnett, and he's slung into the boards by McGrew. Holmes taken down in open ice. A shot from Steinmetz deflects off the shaft into the netting. With 8:54 to go. Shots are 23-15. Idaho does have the most shots for on average in the ECHL, up over 34. Tahoe allows the second most in the league, around 37.5 to 38. Far side roulette wheel face-off circle. Defensive zone draw collected by Jake McGrew. He'll tap it ahead for Derflinger, who lost it in his skates. Holmes fires it back down for Kapchek. Up around, kept in by Robbie Holmes. Down low, Silanoff wraps it around, Punnett. Punnett plays it up to the left point. That one deflected down by O'Leary. He'll fire it, looking for McGrew. Stretch pass too far, icing upcoming. In addition to Golden Monsters weekend on Friday and Saturday, March 11th is Pucks and Paws. Fans can bring their dogs out to Tahoe Blue Event Center on Wednesday, March 11th. And that weekend will be St. Patrick's celebration on Friday the 13th and Saturday the 14th. Night Monsters will wear specialty jerseys to go along with that one. Then they'll have Marvel Night on March 27th and First Responders Weekend on the 28th and 29th. So a lot of exciting promos to look forward to. Kapchek in open ice. Finds Derflinger, who sends it down beneath the goal line. Far side, Kanade. Tried to get around Maye. Instead, he'll just bat it back up. Now near half wall. Shields plays it over to Jardine. Now Jade Miller navigating the far half wall up to the point, taken away by Tahoe. Bailey has a 3-on-2 if they hurry. He drops it off. Poliani cutting in on the slot. A pad save is made by Barshevsky. A battle ensues behind the play. Bailey gets crunched off. He had possession but lost it there, as this one will be fired back down. Maye controls. Up ahead, Poliani. Adam has it on the far right wing. Back to the point, Maye. Sends it on. Poliani tried to get the tip in front, but he was tied up by Jardine and didn't get much of a break. Pearson cutting in, was heckled by Taylor, and he lost it out of the zone. Wall collects back to Dodero. Up ahead, behind the net of Whitehead, LeBlanc hustling for possession. Tries to fire that one in between the wickets of Wall, but Wall cuts off the angle. A scrum ensues. Pearson comes away with it for the Steelheads. Up top, Dodero, near right point, sends one through traffic, and the glove by Whitehead. Face off on the near side, Mitch Wall, Jordan Gustafson. Rookie against vet. Gustafson in his first pro season wins this one as it's played up into neutral ice. Kapchek controlling it, finding Swick as this one's cut back to Malmquist. Gustafson sends it across. Wall, a shot. And that one hit off the scoreboard and plops right back down into play. There you go, fans. If you're watching the video feed, Pucks and Paws on Wednesday, March 11th against the Kansas City Mavericks. Puck drop at 7 p.m. You can get a ticket package starting at just $40, which includes one human ticket, one ticket for your dog, and a Night Monsters dog bandana. Be sure to get your tickets now at nightmonstershockey.com. Cholach keeps this one in the zone. Merritt works behind. Jake McGrew finds O'Leary. O'Leary tried to wrap it back for McGrew, but just missed it wide. And now follow-up chance by Cholach goes wide as well. Up top, Cholach receives the pass. Cholach cutting through two. As a lane, far circle. Takes the shot, and that one went skyward, and we'll get a whistle. 5:51 left here in the second. We'll be back after the final TV timeout. We'll take you to the finish here in the middle period. 1-1 between the Night Monsters and Steelheads.
At GEHA, we stand behind our members because we are founded by members. So with zero shareholders to mind, we keep our members in mind by offering a health plan for every stage of life. Plus hearing and fitness discounts. At GEHA, one thing is clear. Your health isn't our business, it's our purpose. That's why we've been trusted by millions of federal employees and retirees across the country since 1937. Visit GEHA.com to find your federal health plan.
We resume action with a face-off looming in the near left wing side face-off circle. Luke Adam in the Steelheads defensive zone. Adam pokes that one back. Bailey collects, finds Alger. He'll wrist one on, save, rebound, loose on the doorstep. Adam poking away, has it behind the net. Back out in front, looking for Bailey. It's taken away by Idaho. And it'll be sent back down. Maye just beat Silanoff to the puck there. Sends it up through neutral ice. No icing as it was deflected right on the far blue line. Holmes will back tap that one for Jade Miller. Miller in the circle, sends it across, punted, a shot goes behind the net. And Punnin knows he missed a golden opportunity. Still dangerous chances, Holmes cuts in the circle. Up top, right point, Arcuri walks in, a shot goes wide. They're humming, are these Steelheads on offense, but Alger wants to put an end to that. He gets it over to Maye, trying to knife around Arcuri on the backhand. He will, with the help of Alger. Bailey tips it back, Poliani working in, a shot saved by Barchewski. He was taken down. The net is also dislodged, I believe. Kanade back up Jardine. Kanade sends it up, Hershuk wrists one on, and a snatch out of midair by Cameron Whitehead. Looks like Jake Barshevsky's okay. Last go around we saw Anson Thornton, who had a heck of a game on Saturday. He got pulled after, caught a little stinger after a serious injury prior in his career, so he had to leave the game, and unfortunately for the Grizzlies, Dominic Bassey was not able to keep the show going. Tahoe wins this draw. They'll play it out. Gustafson around Hershuk. Can't get past him. Jardine's the first one there. Gustafson back out front, looking for the one-timer to Wall. It was too close to his body, so he didn't get a good angle on it. Back in the defensive zone, playing it ahead. Swick from Taylor. Now Gustafson across, looking for Kevin Wall. Wall's got it. Being double-teamed. Has to fire it quickly. And now Cholach lost it at the point. He was almost nudged off the puck by Malmquist, but good vision to keep it. Less than 4 to go here in the second period. Pearson cuts around one, finds Wall near side. Tried to just gently tap it back for Pearson. Tahoe sniffs that one out pretty quickly. Kapchek. Touch pass McGrew. Tried to drop it back. Pearson is the first one there. Near circle. Tried to drop it for Kanade. Kapchek comes away with it instead and gets crunched into the boards by Steinmetz. Puck kept in the Idaho attacking end. Jaden Shields on his 4th ECHL team sends one across, shot bouncing through traffic, and Whitehead gets on the back end of it. We mentioned Jaden Shields on his 4th ECHL team. This is the longest tenured team he's been on, Idaho. Previously, last season was on Kalamazoo and Norfolk. Started his career after graduating from Adrian College in Tulsa. So Bailey set for a face-off. Steinmetz wins it on the Idaho side. Still down low, trying to go back door for Shields. Unable to be corralled. Dodero tries a slapper that misses the net. At the hashes on the far circle, Kanade tried to send it right out in front, but that one's played back down. Dodero back in for Kanade. Kanade flips it up. Has to bat it back as Baum and Dodero try and get a clean exit on it. They'll send it across far side. Icing waved off. Maye, first one there. He'll go D to D for Lyndon Alger. Pauliani's got it. He finds Maye. Maye trying to sweep it from behind him. It would have been offsides if they touched it, so they stay off. Re-entering the zone is Pearson. He'll send it near side. Holmes being crunched by one of the referees. That was Nolan Knezevich in the action as Jade Miller's got this one behind the net, sends it up to the left point for Punnett. D to D looking for Boltman. He'll send it down low. Steinmetz and Miller right out in front. Holmes a chance and a high. Shoulder saved by Cameron Whitehead. Great A chance, but turned away by the Orleans, Ontario native. Fans, remember, you can take your bid on tonight's first goal game-used scored puck. The puck that Casey Bailey scored the first goal with is now available on the Dash Auction app, and it'll close later tonight. Minute 45 left here in the second. Shots are 28-20 in favor of the Steelheads. Behind the net, Nevers collects. Near side corner, Cholach is hounding at him. He'll get it up to Boltman. His shot blocked by Merritt. And it works its way out. O'Leary trying to cut through the defense. Sends it into the far corner. Held up by Boltman. I think Boltman was trying to play that he was held up as well. Mitch Wall between the legs gets decked by O'Leary. And McGrew turns it up and over, but an offside on the play. Fans, a reminder at this intermission, we'll bring you the ECHL Plays of the Week presented by a colleague of mine in the league that's turned into a good buddy, despite only having interacted in a game setting with him once. Eric Konowinski of the Bloomington Bison will deliver the ECHL Plays of the Week. We'll have a neutral zone draw to the far side, right out beside the Tahoe penalty box. Bailey tries to push it back for Adam, but Hershuk is the receiver. He gets it up to Nevers, who sachets around Alger. Couldn't keep possession, though, as Alger's got it. Lyndon Alger taken away by Nevers. Now Nevers taken down. Holmes calling for the penalty from the Idaho bench. Across for Luke Adam. Looking for Maye down the middle, but couldn't get it to him. 45 seconds left here in the second. Alger, pump fakes, sends one on. Adam in front, couldn't get it as he tried to backhand it on the near side. Hershuk takes it away. Now Nevers. He'll just slightly dump one in right at the Idaho bench. And now Maye will have one more opportunity. Pauliani banks that one way ahead in the air. Swick tried to bat it down. Charlie Dodero, first one on the back end. Here's Baum. Baum ahead. Finds Malmquist. Malmquist with a crease. His shot is stopped by Whitehead. 7 seconds left in the period. LeBlanc hustling for the puck. Pearson tying him up. Malmquist up to the point at the horn. And an easy save for Cameron Whitehead. Yes, Kevin Wall had some words for Pearson after the play, but it looks like the two will separate. As they will head off. Shots on goal throughout the first two periods, 29-21 in favor of the Idaho Steelheads. It is 1-1 here on this Wednesday night. It was Bailey with his 22nd of the year in the first period, and Francesco Arcuri in the opening 2 minutes tied the game with his 19th of the season, assisted by Baum and Nevers. And it looks like less friction between the two sides as they head off. Night Monsters off the ice. Samuel Jardine on the Idaho side having some words with the officiating crew here tonight. As now it looks like they will head off, and we'll head to an intermission. We'll head you to a commercial break, and we'll be back with our ECHL Plays of the Week. And if time permits, we'll run back that Coach Lowe interview if you missed it the first go-around. 1-1, Night Monsters and Steelheads after 2. Third period, next goal could be crucial. You're listening to Night Monsters Hockey on Mixlr and watching live on FloHockey.tv and Amazon Prime.
Innovation, performance, dedication. For nearly 80 years, thermal technology has been the leader in high-temperature furnaces and hot press sintering systems built right here in the USA. Our cutting-edge DCS and hot press technology powers industries from semiconductors to aerospace, medical, and top research labs. We're proud to be the only U.S. OEM for SPS and DCS systems, delivering unmatched precision and providing support for up to 20 years, twice the industry standard. Built with precision, engineered for excellence, thermal technology, the high-temperature experts. Fans, Lake Tahoe's South Shore isn't just a destination. It's a jaw-dropping, mind-blowing, awe-inducing experience. It leaves you happier, less stressed, and more connected to the world around you. This place is all sorts of awe and then some. And with the rules to lake by, you can help keep it that way. Just 5 simple rules to help keep Tahoe beautiful, clean, and safe for generations to come. It's connecting with nature and protecting it at the same time. Learn how you can help at visitlaketahoe.com/RTLB. That's visitlaketahoe.com/RTLB.
If you're injured in an accident, here are the things that matter. Who you hire to represent you matters.
Where they live may seem like it doesn't matter. It matters.
The Richard Harris Law Firm employs over 150 local people.
Trabajamos aquí.
We live right here. We know Nevada. We know the courts. And we know how to win.
If you're injured in an accident, who you hire to represent you matters. The Richard Harris Law Firm, 222-2222.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; AthleticNet, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; And Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to FloHockey.tv.
Go on. Get a little out there. Into the big heart of Nevada. 60 million acres of wide open public land for night monsters like you to explore. From sagebrush saloons to ghost towns, epic adventures are in store. Experience Nevada away from the neon lights. Take a dip in a natural hot spring where the temperature is just right. And gaze up at the darkest skies in star-studded delight. Explore the Silver State and plan your trip today at travelnevada.com. That's travelnevada.com.
At GEHA, we stand behind our members because we are founded by members. So with 0 shareholders to mind, we keep our members in mind by offering a health plan for every stage of life. Plus hearing and fitness discounts. At GEHA, one thing is clear. Your health isn't our business, it's our purpose. That's why we've been trusted by millions of federal employees and retirees across the country since 1937. Visit GEHA.com to find your federal health plan.
Attention all Night Monsters fans. Want to get to know your Night Monsters a little bit better? Well, tune in to the new video podcast series, From the Booth with Brendan, where we dive deep into the career of a different Tahoe player on each and every episode. The inaugural episode with your captain, Luke Adam, is now available on the official Tahoe Night Monsters YouTube. Go check it out.
From across America's premier AA hockey league, this is the ECHL Plays of the Week.
High slot, slap shot, off the glove, and in! Now for the net, he scores! Right, everybody scores! Slip that out to the blue line, shot, scores! Rodney scores! Scores! It's rewrite the record books! A hat trick. Skates into the line, Deeks shoots, in the slot, shot, save, game is over!
Hey hockey fans, welcome back to another edition of the ECHL Plays of the Week. I'm Eric Konwinski of the Bloomington Bison, and I'll be cruising through the best of the best with you. We'll begin down south, where the Florida Everblades' first ever home game against the Maine Mariners was on Wednesday. Everblades forward Craig Needham is second in the ECHL with a shooting percentage over 26%. In the third period, Needham scored a key insurance goal for Florida to net his 18th goal of the season and cap off a 4-2 Everblades win.
Cross ice pass now turned over. Taken back by Lansdell. Working it there. Needham left wing side. Toe drag. Scores! Nothing but shelf. A beautiful shot there. Craig Needham. You got him.
That was Mike Kelly on the call with the Florida Everblades TV network. That game also marked the first of 8 straight road games for the Maine Mariners down south. They visited the Everblades for 3 games last weekend in Southwest Florida. Saturday's rubber match was an instant classic of defense and goaltending, resulting in a scoreless tie through 67 minutes of action. In the shootout, Florida's Reed Duke and Maine's Sebastian Vidmar traded goals in the third round before Brad Arvanitis stopped Logan Lambden, setting up Maine's Xander Lampa with a chance to be the hero.
And here we go. Mariners can win it with Xander Lampa. Lampa won the shootout on Halloween night in Glens Falls. Trying to win another one in Florida. Comes down the right side. Lampa, forehand. He scores! He put it under the crossbar. The Mariners take 4 points in Florida with back-to-back wins in extra time.
As heard from Michael Keeley on the Mariners broadcast network, it was Lampa's second shootout winner of the season, and it clinched the second consecutive Maine win in extra time, leaving Hertz Arena with a 4-point weekend. Up the coast, the Norfolk Admirals hosted their newest North Division rival, the Greensboro Gargoyles, the past weekend for the first time. After splitting their first 2 of 12 total games, Norfolk exploded for 3 straight goals on the second period to take a lead in Game 3.
McDougal ties his man up. There's Christoph Papp out for O'Leary. Walks to the middle. No shot taken. Turns. Fires. Score! Good patience from Jack O'Leary. And it's a new Horizon Bank tying power play goal.
O'Leary sparked the comeback for the Admirals as Norfolk defeated Greensboro 5-3 on Sunday afternoon. That was Nick Gimbel on the Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network. The Savannah Ghost Pirates were closing out a 3 games in 3 different cities stretch on Sunday afternoon in Greenville. The game went to overtime, where Riley Hughes ended it on the power play.
To the near side, to Vitelli. Vitelli over, Sassana chips it towards the front of the, on the doorstep, they score! Overtime game winner, and they say, let's get out of here. Riley Hughes on the doorstep. The Ghost Pirates pick up the extra point and win 4-3.
That was Savannah's second overtime win in as many days. Isaac Basinger on the call for the Savannah Ghost Pirates Broadcast Network. The Adirondack Thunder went into Atlanta last week to face the third best team in the ECHL and came away with all 6 points, sweeping the Gladiators. On Monday afternoon, Chase McLean scored this shorthanded goal late in regulation to force overtime in an eventual 4-3 shootout win.
Reed to center for Bertuzzi. He's got help. Bertuzzi looking. He's hit left side. Scores! Chase McLean, top shelf, and with 2:13 to go in the third period, a shorthanded goal has tied the game at 3.
That was Rob Lapolis on Hits 95.9 and the Thunder Broadcast Network. Out west, the Wichita Thunder began last week staring down 4 straight games against teams ahead of them in the Mountain Division. After defeating Allen on Wednesday and dropping Friday night's matchup to Idaho, the Thunder bounced back on Valentine's Day, handing the Steelheads just their 5th road loss of the season. Mikael Stenell led the charge, opening the scoring late in the second en route to his 4th career hat trick, empowering Wichita to a 4-1 victory.
Up the right wing side, McDonnell coughed it up. Here's Smith. Left it off Stenell. Into the slot. Fires a shot. He scores! Mikael Stenell on the 3-on-2. Takes it into the slot and rips it blocker side past Jake Barcheski. The Thunder have a 1-0 lead. Here 14:41 into the second period.
With Saturday's win and another 4-1 triumph the following afternoon, the Thunder have now won 5 of their last 7 and have climbed to within 3 points of a playoff spot. Wichita now embarks on the longest road trip in franchise history, beginning a 12-game, 6-city excursion Wednesday in Coralville, Iowa. That was Reagan Cleaves on the call, as heard on the Wichita Thunder Broadcast Network. The Rapid City Rush returned home for a 2-week homestand in a critical series against the Tahoe Night Monsters. After seeing a 4-0 lead get shrunk to 4-3, the Rush turned to the ECHL's Player of the Week to secure the weekend sweep.
Then Bennett has it. Crossed the way. Too many sticks in the slot. Forced out by Swick. The Rush get a shift in the offensive zone. Bennett right back in transition. Right side. He shoots. He scores! Did he need that or what? Second goal tonight for Blake Bennett. And the Rush extend the lead to 5-3.
Bennett totaled 3 goals and 5 points in the 2-game set, earning him the Player of the Week honors for the second time in his career. Corey Berberian had the call for the Rapid City Rush. Finally, we check into the Central Division, where the Iowa Heartlanders and their captain Johnny Sorensen continued his strong February last Friday against Kalamazoo.
Gave it away to Denoye, who's won a lot of puck battles. 2 helpers today. Sorensen, beeline, score! It's Johnny's day. It's 4-1. Sorensen has a double here in the third.
Have a day, Johnny Sorensen. Have a day. My goodness. Take a look. The outside move, and then to find a way to get back inside and slip that 5-hole. The skill and effort combination on this goal from Johnny Sorensen.
Sorensen has scored 7 goals in the last month. David Fine and Chris Peters on the call from Mediacom MC22. Our final play takes us out to Utah, where the Bloomington Bison wrapped up an 8-game road swing with a 4-3 overtime win over the Utah Grizzlies on Monday evening.
Taken back behind the net by Nikita Sedov. Won't be long before the boos start raining down. Home crowds love it when away teams hold the puck behind the net. 2-on-1 up ice. Shane Ott right side. Has Matsushima with them. Gives for the trailer. Sedov. Rips. Scores! End of game. Good night, Grizzlies. Nikita Sedov with 3 points. And he gets the GWG Less than a minute into overtime.
Nikita Sedov capped off his third three-point game of the season with the game winner and jumped into second place in points among ECHL defensemen in the outing. That was yours truly on the Bison Broadcast Network. Now let's take it back to your games for the continuation of the hunt for the 2026 Kelly Cup playoffs.
Welcome back to our second intermission report as Francesco Arcuri has tied this game 1-1. I mentioned it a couple times, but the top two scoring offenses in the ECHL have been kept at bay so far due to great goaltending from Cameron Whitehead and Jake Barshevsky on the Idaho side as well. Welcome back into the booth, everybody. Brendan Paul, your voice of the Night Monsters, coming back here to chat a little bit about what is in store for the Night Monsters the rest of the home season. Again, Friday and Saturday, this Friday and Saturday, February 20th and 21st, will be Golden Monsters Affiliation Weekend. So if you have the chance to come on out, come on out. It'll be a fun weekend. The Night Monsters will be wearing specialty Golden Monsters affiliation jerseys honoring the Vegas Golden Knights and Henderson Silver Knights. In this one, a lot of NHL and AHL contracted players currently on the Night Monsters, so there is a lot of representation. Also coming up, our next home series is March 11th, 13th, and 14th. March 11th will be Pucks and Paws, as we mentioned. Ticket packages starting at $40. It gets you a ticket, a dog ticket, and a Tahoe Night Monsters bandana. Be sure to come on out for that. And then on Friday and Saturday of that weekend, it'll be St. Patrick's celebration. Night Monsters will be wearing specialty jerseys, trying to get a little bit of luck of the Irish against the Kansas City Mavericks. Then they return home on March 27th, 28th, and 29th to Battle Rapid City. Friday, March 27th is Marvel Night. You'll have to wait and see who the Night Monsters Marvel representation is. I got to say, the jerseys are pretty sweet. I'm usually not a fan of the Marvel times ECHL jerseys, but these are an exception. These are pretty awesome. And then Saturday, March 28th, and Sunday, March 29th is First Responders Weekend, where we'll be offering discounted tickets for all first responders in the local communities. I know we've reached out to a lot of them, so should be a good representation. And then the home season concludes on April 1st, 3rd, and 4th against Cincinnati. April 1st is April Fool's Day. Maybe more on that to come. We'll keep you posted when we know more. And Friday, April 3rd, will be Star Wars Night, one of the hottest commodities in terms of specialty nights for each team in the ECHL. Night Monsters will be giving away light swords at the game because apparently light, S-A-B-E-R, is a trademark term. We don't want to give any free trademarked publicity here on this broadcast feed. So want to make sure we don't get demonetized. And then on Saturday, April 4th, it'll be Fan Appreciation Game, where the Night Monsters will thank their fans with a lot of great activities throughout the game. So time winding down to come on out to Tahoe Blue Event Center, and hopefully, fingers crossed, there's some playoffs in there as well. But that all remains to be seen, especially with how tightly contested this Mountain Division has been in the last few weeks. Just about ready to get back to action here in the third period. All important. This first goal of the third could be the game changer. Here we go. Malmquist, Hershuk, Steinmetz, Pearson, Jardine, the starting five for the third For Idaho, Kapchek, Cholach, Bailey, Adam, and Devin Poliani are the 5 that will get us going for the third for the Night Monsters. Idaho wins the opening draw, and we're back underway here on this Wednesday night, looking for a winner in the final 20. Cholach back for Luke Adam. Finding Kapchek on the red line. He'll bank it ahead. That one's going to sky into the stands. So we quickly get a whistle here in the opening 20 seconds. So we'll get a draw at center ice. Idaho collects Hershuk. This one's sent ahead. It'll be banked all the way down. It's going to go for an icing. Couple quick whistles here to get it going. Night Monsters get an offensive zone draw. They trail in shots by 8, still 29-21. In fact, in all 3 games of those series, Tahoe was outshot. First 2 heavily back on opening weekend, 26-46, 25-43, and then 34-36 on Sunday. Tahoe's only outshot Idaho in 1 of the 6 games this season, as Cholach plays this one to Adam. It'll be poked to the far side half wall. Bailey tries to cut around Jardine. Now Adam beneath the circle. Wraps it behind for Hershuk. Through center ice, Steinmetz drops it off on a deflection to Hershuk. Sends it across. Pearson a shot. Save Whitehead. And now Gustafson on the horse. He'll play it through neutral ice. Finding Kevin Wall. Slowing up. Tried to go heel toe and lost it off his stick. Whitehead slows it for Alger. Alger finds Wall. Around Dodero, cutting in, now wraps near side, poking it back to the far side. Swick was tied up. Alger's got it. In front, Gustafson poking away, but it's stolen by Arcuri. Arcuri navigates from near to far side on the right wing. Sends it across for Wall, who receives it off a bank, and that one just caroms way wide. I didn't see a tip, but it may have been for how far out of the sequence it was. 18-18 left here. Fans in attendance enjoying a defensive showdown. Idaho wins their attacking zone draw. Boltman over to punt it. Wrister on. Whitehead stops it again. Derflinger tries to cut it across to McGrew. O'Leary helps him. Now McGrew sends back for Derf. O'Leary beneath the goal line. Near side half wall Miller. Banks it up the boards. Holmes finds Boltman. Down the near half wall, trying to get around Kalen Taylor. Taylor avoided 2 hits there, one from Boltman and then one from Silanoff. Here is Holmes. He'll slow it back for Boltman. D-to-D for Punnett. Punnett through center ice, finds Holmes. On the backhand, trying to cut in, bumped off the puck by Cholach. Cholach back through, tried to feed it to Merritt. Too strong for him on the touch. And now far side, Jaden Shields will play it up. He also had a touch go too far, so Cholach takes it away. Kapchek back to Cholach, now ahead to Collins. In the near corner, Kanade wraps it back behind for Hershuk. Hershuk will settle behind the net. Not too many boos tonight from the Tahoe crowd. As Kanade drops this one back, looking for Shields, taken away by Bailey. Now Maye up ahead, Adam. Luke Adam, near circle. Pauliani taken down. Penalty coming. Adam's shot ramped up into the net. But Devin Pauliani down, and now Maye getting right in the face of Jardine. Alger gives Kanade a shove. And now a lot of whistles as Pauliani up without a helmet, jawing at the Idaho bench. From the way it looked, it's either going to be, I think it's going to be Jardine. Officials have a conference. So Jardine will go to the box, maybe trying to see how many, 4. Would assume it's just a 2. .16:31 to go here in regulation. The score holds. We're headed for overtime. For the Night Monsters, they're looking to change their fortunes in overtime a little bit. As so far in games that have finished in overtime, they are 1-2. They're also 1-2 in the shootout. So 6 games have gone into extra time. They are 2-4 in said games. Here we go, power play on the horizon. Tahoe trying to say we don't need overtime. Let's go ahead and take the lead in regulation. Jardine gets 2 for roughing. Officials trying to explain something to Everett Sheen and Keenan Kelly, head coach and associate coach respectfully for Idaho. Second attempt on the power play for the Night Monsters. Near side circle. Bailey, Adam, McGrew, Wall at the right point, Kapchek, the lone defenseman. Let's see how it goes. Kanade, Miller, Dodero, and Baum are the PKers for Idaho. Wall in the circle. Collects up right point, Kapchek over to Bailey. Far side circle, a shot deflected wide by the stick of Barcheski. Wall cuts in, Luke Adam couldn't control it. In the far trapezoid, Bailey cutting back behind. This one exits. Kapchek will have to back skate into his own end. Up ahead, McGrew. Bailey touches it back for Wall. He'll get the attempt started. Wall wraps far side. Looking for Adam. He cycles it back down to Bailey. Bailey up top, Kapchek. Back over Bailey. One-time blast and a save. Barcheski. It's going to be in the far side circle this time. Trying to get the fans pumped up with a little shout. Otis Day and the Knights version from the movie Animal House. As Idaho wins this defensive zone draw, and they'll bank it out using a little bit of an awkward hop to get it all the way back down. Kapchek was there to cut it off, but that awkward hop helped get it all the way back down. Bailey tried to spin on the half turn, drops it for Wall. Wall, chip and chase. To himself, he got crunched into the boards by Punnett. Wrapping it around to the near side, Silanoff, 2-on-1, spring pass. Here come the Steelheads in as Nevers, a shot saved by Whitehead. And now maybe numbers the other way. 33 seconds left on the power play. Wall over Swick, a shot and a glove, knock away by Barcheski. O'Leary. For Swick, O'Leary. Back up top, looking for Maye, deflected by the stick of Jordan Steinmetz. Here's Maye. 5 seconds left, maybe one more chance to get something going. Up ahead, O'Leary. He'll bank it back for Swick. Those two play catch. Jardine is out of the box. Power plays over on both sides. O'Leary. Back down for Poliani. Tried to send it to Gustafson on the far side of the slot, but Holmes takes it away, gains the red, sends it down beneath the goal line. Fresh unit out for Idaho. LeBlanc up for C.J. Valerian. He finds Merritt. Merritt had it knocked away. This one sent down. It was deflected by a stick, so no icing on the play. Up ahead, Merritt touches it to himself off the boards. Sends it behind for Barczewski. Valerian tries to cut off the angle. Collins gets in there. Down for Valerian, absorbing a hit from Punnett behind the play. Now Merritt tied up with Boltman. Merritt took a tumble down beneath the boards. Algier slaps one all the way through and around to the near side. Pearson taken down. Everett Sheen up on the bench looking for a call. Punnett fires one wide. Back to the far side. Wall tries a one-time blast. That one missed as well. And now a break here. Bailey looking for two. Oh, he missed it wide left. Sending it across, looking for Poliani, and it's intercepted by Punnett. And it'll exit the zone as a delayed offsides is coming. And now Punnett and Poliani, and oh, Devin got hit up high. Devin Poliani looks like he got hit up in the helmet area again, and he's down. And I got a feeling, yeah, Punnett's off to the box for that one. We'll take a break. 12:58 to go in the third. We'll see exactly what the call is after this. 1-1.
Go on. Get a little out there. Into the big heart of Nevada. 60 million acres of wide open public land for night monsters like you to explore. From sagebrush saloons to ghost towns, epic adventures are in store. Experience Nevada away from the neon lights. Take a dip in a natural hot spring where the temperature is just right. And gaze up at the darkest skies in star-studded delight. Explore the Silver State and plan your trip today at travelnevada.com. That's travelnevada.com.
So Punnett is in the box. For now, it remains empty for the Night Monsters, and that would signal their third power play try of the contest. Still waiting on the official call. Oh, no. Poliani's off to the box as well. And I think the fans just realized it like I did, and they are not happy. So they're going to get him for probably offsetting roughings. Wow. I'm not sure about that. I am not sure about that one. Neither are the fans. And now it looks like, okay, they put our Curry in the box. Looks like minor penalties offsetting, but a double minor on Punnett. So Tahoe will be on the power play. It'll be a 5-on-4. It would have been 4-on-4 if it was just offsetting, but with the extra man in the box, it'll be a power play, 5-on-4 for the Night Monsters. As Bailey is tossed from the faceoff on the near circle. Luke Adam 90 games in the NHL for the Sabres and the Blue Jackets. And he just pulled a veteran move there. He realized that 10 seconds had already run off the PK clock. Good job there by the former NHLer, using those veteran savvy instincts. Face-off won by Idaho, heads up, and 104. That one deflected straight out. That one coming in with some heat. .12:55 to go, top line. Adam, Bailey, McGrew, Wall, Kapchek trying to cash in. Wall, right point over, Kapchek, one-time blast, looking for the tip in front from Adam. Couldn't get it. Kept in McGrew, near circle. Being shoved from behind by Kanade. Finds Adam, he'll backhand it over to Bailey on the far side half wall. Up top, Kapchek, no look pass to Bailey. Back across near side, Kevin Wall. Wraps it behind, Kapchek through traffic. That one finds the body of Adam, but stays wide. Now Idaho trying to counter the other way. They've got a 2-on-1. Kanade with Miller, sending it across. Whitehead down. Oh, and he poked it away. And now numbers for Tahoe. Bailey trying to get on the back end of this one. Charlie Dodero stops it in its tracks. As Kapchek sends it up for Adam. Near side O'Leary has a beat. Backhanded shot and a save, Barcheski. So Pauliani gets a slashing minor and Punnett a double minor for roughing, as we suspected on that end. 59 seconds left on the power play. Third attempt for Tahoe, trying to break through and continue their red-hot man advantage February. Seven for 21 they are on the month. Face-off kept in by Maillet. Finds Gustafson. Tips it back for Maillet, working towards the middle. O'Leary, far circle, shot save. Follow up by Gustafson. He couldn't get the one-timer pulled off. Swick battling with Dodero. Derflinger bats it down low. Swick tied up. Bunch of sticks in the mix. Up to the right point. Finds Maillet. Now Gustafson. Back Maillet. Rister through traffic. Stopped by Steinmetz in front. And it'll be backhanded out by Idaho. In behind, Maillet. Working towards the middle. Gets it back from Swick. Sends it through to O'Leary. And it's going to be a delayed offsides. Probably a little beneficial for the Night Monsters, as Idaho probably would have killed off that penalty if it would have continued. And Casey Bailey and Jake Derflinger both pleading for about 3 more seconds to be put back on the clock. I believe they would be correct. Saw a couple seconds bleed off there at the end. They had 2. Shots are 33-27 in favor of Idaho. They've been cut down a little bit here by the Night Monsters. This one won by Tahoe, but all the way back down into their defensive end. So barring a quick goal here, that'll end the power play. That one goes out of play, 1 second left. So Tahoe's 0 for 3 on the man advantage. Idaho's 0 for 2. 32 total penalty minutes in this game. That's the most in a Tahoe game in quite a while. Probably back since the Allen series, when there were many ejections in that game. Penalty killed out of the box is Arcuri. As this one's wrapped behind for Barcheski. He'll send it over near side, Jardine. That one rolling on its side. Bailey gets in there, tries to poke it on a sharp angle. Can't get it through. Merritt tying off Nevers in the far boards. Idaho still with it though, as Arcuri fires it ahead to Boltman. Intercepted by McGrew. Dangerous pass out in front, but kept out of the net. Bailey a chance to poke that one ahead. Just missed it. Knifing back in his own zone is Kapchek. 100th career assist on the Bailey goal in the ECHL. And an icing on the Night Monsters with 10:14 to go in regulation. We may be headed for some extra hockey. Face off to the right of Whitehead in the attacking end for the Steelheads. They win the draw. Merritt trying to poke it out. A shot from distance is easily patted away by Whitehead. Taylor will try and bank it out. It's kept in by Dodero. Out front, Kapchek. He'll get it out of the zone. Collins with a shove to Jeff Baum, but Kanade re-enters the zone. Far circle, shot wide as Whitehead kind of forced him to the outside corner there. Merritt lofts one on the red line. O'Leary takes down Baum. Merritt fires one on. It'll be a shot on goal on Barshevsky. Baum cutting through Gustafson, and Swick has a lane, fires one on, and that one turned away by Whitehead. It was a little wide as well. Nevers finds Steinmetz. Far circle up top for Hershuk. Cycling, Malmquist near side. Sent it over the shoulder of Cameron Whitehead, and now Gustafson has a chance. Can he get around Jardine? He's taken down. Jardine can't get it out. Swick tried to keep it in, but Maye out of the zone has it first. Tahoe a quick tag. Pearson across for Jardine. Less than 9 minutes to play. Steinmetz near side. Drops it for Pearson. He shovels one on, and now a Steelhead is taken down. Dangerous hit as he's still down. Idaho bench is absolutely pleading for a call on Jordan Steinmetz. They're not going to get one. Wow, Steinmetz still down. That was a hammer. Collins jawing with Miller at center ice. And we're going to step aside for a minute. Steinmetz still down here on this Wednesday night.
Attention all Night Monsters fans. Want to get to know your Night Monsters a little bit better? Well, tune in to the new video podcast series, From the Booth with Brendan, where we dive deep into the career of a different Tahoe player on each and every episode. The inaugural episode with your captain, Luke Adam, is now available on the official Tahoe Night Monsters YouTube. Go check it out.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; AthleticNet, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; And Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to FloHockey.tv.
Jordan Steinmetz helped off during the break, assisted by the Steelheads athletic trainer and Aiden Hershuk. So he will not finish this one. We'll see if he's able to continue later on in this series. So no penalty comes out of that. Oh, and now it does, and that's a backbreaker. Kevin Wall has been ejected. Wow. 5 goes up on the board on his side. That's a game misconduct for the hit. Ooh, and that's a chance for Idaho to really break the game open. If you're new around to the game of hockey, you may need to know that if the team scores on a 5-minute, it does not expire. The whole 5 minutes is played out regardless of how many goals there are. So dangerous territory for Tahoe. They'll be hoping for a big kill. Their power play, or their penalty kill rather, is already 2 for 2. They're going to need it to go 3 for 3 if they want to stay in this game. So shorthanded, the Night Monsters start. Luke Adams starts it with a clear. And it's a check to the head, game misconduct. Bailey fires that one back out. I can never tell anymore with what's going to be a suspension or fine worthy and what's not. So I won't make any speculation on it. Arcuri re-enters the zone, drops from Almquist. Up top, Baum, left point. Over to the right side, streaking in is Wall. Sends it down low, Arcuri. The lone goal scorer finds Baum. Back to Arcuri. Navigating behind the circle, now Malmquist on the hashes, cuts in. Behind the play, Arcuri. Up top, one-time blast, Pearson, and Whitehead turns it away. A battle ensues in the near side corner. Kalen Taylor with room. He'll saucer it all the way down. That one almost went into the net. One had some real zip on it. Charlie Dodero finds Kanade. Cutting through. Holmes has a little bit of a crease. Sending it out in front on the crosser, and that one is unable to be found on the back end. Holmes dropping it down low. Nevers. Fake the behind the back pass, instead finds Shields, who will dump it right back to him. Maye cuts him off. Kanade had that one bounce up on him. Here is Dodero. Up ahead, Kanade. On the circle, far side for Holmes. Down low, a chance for Shields. A save made by Whitehead. 3 minutes on the nose, left on the power play for Idaho. Shields, near circle, down low, dropping for Nevers. Nevers looking for an outlet, finds Dodero up top. That one blocked in front by Swick. Still alive for the Steelheads. 6:15 to go in regulation. Nevers finds Shields beneath the goal line. Back up top, Nevers near circle. Working across, a good deflection by Jordan Gustafson. This group's been out there for a little bit for Tahoe. They'd love to get a clear and a change. Dodero finds Kanade, working in. Whitehead with the save. In front, Maye hammers it back to him. And now Holmes is double teamed after he was right in the face of Whitehead. Great job to protect your goaltender by the Night Monsters, and they'll get a whistle and a change. 2:17 to go on Wall's major penalty for illegal check to the head. On the suspension front, you know, Mikhail Robidoux, I guess, on the French side, was indefinitely suspended earlier in the week after a check to the head he had on Utah's game on Monday. Utah and Bloomington played on a Monday. And, you know, you not only have to factor in the severity of what happened, but you also have to factor in if someone is a repeat offender in this category. And let me tell you, Robidoux is that to the nines, a repeat offender. So he'll have a hearing to see how long he gets suspended for. Back out front, Baum, a chance. Cuts it back as Pauliani was right there. Arcuri down on the far circle. Tried to send it across on the backhand. It's fired out by Devin Pauliani. Baum ahead for Arcuri, sending it across for Pearson. Pearson drops it off. Mitch Wall, the crafty veteran, banks it up to Baum on the right point. Malmquist beneath the hash marks. Now works up back to Baum. Up top, over a one-time blast from Pearson, and he missed the net. High slot, Malmquist over to the far side, and a shot pretty much perpendicular with the crease is stopped by Cameron Whitehead. 4 minutes, 56 seconds left in regulation, 1:21 to go here on the PK. Shots are 39-28 in favor of the Steelheads, and it's been bolstered by this extended major penalty. Valerian serves it, by the way. Up top, Baum fires over Wall, sends one on a heater, shot. Oh, he missed the net. It was wide open for Pearson. His teammates were already celebrating with their arms in the air, and he missed the empty net. Wall, another cannon of a shot. Paddled away by Whitehead. McGrew gets it out. That's a blunder, folks. Pearson, had a wide open angle at the net. Someone out there on the ice was celebrating, arm in the air already. I thought he scored, and he missed it. Malmquist fires one to the back pane. Wall beneath the goal line. Wraps it to the near side and all the way out. 30 seconds left on the kill. Arcuri reloading. Adam almost poked it ahead and had a break for the Night Monsters. Idaho trying to get a clean exit, under 4 to go in regulation. Nevers cutting his way through on the near side. Up top, Jardine. He'll go D to D. Hershuk receives a bank pass. Now touched ahead. Kapchek finds Adam. Possession. The penalty will be killed off. Great job by the penalty killing unit of the Night Monsters to keep this one tied. They're back to 5-on-5. 3.5 left in regulation. They tried to send that one through the seams to Swick in the attacking end, but it's taken down. Nevers the other way. That one off the mask of Whitehead. Down low, Taylor putting Miller in a headlock. He lost his helmet, and he'll have to go off and get a new bucket, or will not get a new bucket, just go off and wait to get his bucket. Replaced by Shields, who gets hammered right in front of the Night Monsters bench. Gustafson gains the blue line, knifes around Boltman, lost it, and now Shields turns it up. Swick banks it back out. It'll stay in neutral ice. Idaho will recollect. Shields sends a slapper on, and that one will go up into the netting. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. We are still tied here at Tahoe Blue. It's 1-1. Goaltending has been stellar on both sides. We'll see if we have extra hockey in store or a late winner here in regulation when we come back.
At GEHA, we stand behind our members because we are founded by members. So with 0 shareholders to mind, we keep our members in mind by offering a health plan for every stage of life. plus hearing and fitness discounts. At GEHA, one thing is clear. Your health isn't our business, it's our purpose. That's why we've been trusted by millions of federal employees and retirees across the country since 1937. Visit GEHA.com to find your federal health plan.
An incredible finish is in store. 2:40 to go. Shots are 42-28 in favor of Idaho, but that doesn't matter right now. It's 1-1 after Tahoe kills off a game misconduct for Kevin Wall. Idaho keeps it in their attacking zone. Punt it. Looking for a bank pass on the near side. Sent one down low, and this one will be played out. Hauled down is Derflinger. Merritt in the zone. Punt it. Took Derflinger down. And we're going to get a penalty. It's going to go on Connor Punnett. Well, Derflinger, good job there. Goaded him into a penalty. Great job by Jake Derflinger. Oh, and he got the hook. Punnett ejected. 2 ejections here on this Wednesday night. Connor Punnett, the latest victim. And Ben Cross, the backup goalie, will let him out. That'll conclude his night. That's a 2-minute penalty, but I guess officials just sick of his shenanigans here tonight. Punnett, believe it or not, is on an NHL deal with the Stars. Second year with the Steelheads. Played in the OHL. He was the captain of the Barrie Colts and then an alternate captain for the Oshawa Generals. In the same season, he got traded and wore the letter for both teams. You don't see that very often. So power play attempt number 4 for Tahoe. They can score on it. They'll come out most likely with a victory. With Kevin Wall ejected, he's replaced on the right point defensively by Devin Poliani. Roughing and a game misconduct. Cap check down below. Adam sends it up top. Right point. Poliani finds Bailey. On the far circle for cap check. They get it back to Bailey, who's now at the left point. Sending it across. Poliani working in backdoor. Bailey, a shot saved. Barchevsky, and the follow-up goes wide by Adam. And it's cleared out by Idaho. Here's Brennan Kapchek. He'll drop it back. Poliani sending one over to Bailey, who finds Adam. Adam on the near side. McGrew was trying to get on the back end of that, but not before the Steelheads can bank it all the way down. Night Monsters have only recorded 5 of the last possible 20 points. As Nevers almost intercepted that one in open ice. They're hoping to get at least 1 here. They'd much prefer 2. Kept in by Maye, right point. Finds Adam. Up top, Maye to the right point. Poliani cutting in on the circle, sends it across. Bailey navigating and fires one. Saved by Barchevsky, kept in by Maye. Up top, finding McGrew, sending it across for Bailey. It was tapped by a stick. Bailey up to Maye. Finds Poliani. Down in the circle, up top, Maye. Sends it over. Bailey, one-time blast behind the net. Still alive. Near side trapezoid. Poliani. Adam. Back to Devin Poliani. Up top, Maye wrists one, and that one still in the zone. 12 seconds left on the penalty. Over to Bailey, a blast. Oh, that one rang off the side of the net. 30 seconds left in regulation. That one is sent all the way down the ice. And Idaho will kill it off. Final rush here for the Night Monsters. Swick. Up ahead, Taylor. 15 seconds left in regulation. Cuts through. Chasing down his own chip. That one goes into the netting. Just 8.7 seconds remain. And it's going to be another penalty on the Idaho Steelheads. So a chance to either win it in the dying moments or carry over a lot of power play time into overtime. 8.7 seconds left. Far side circle. Taylor, O'Leary, Swick, Gustafson, and Maye. Face off one. Maye, a cannon of a shot. And that one got deflected. 3 seconds left. O'Leary pins him to the backboards, and Tahoe will get themselves a point here on this Wednesday night as we're all tied, headed into overtime. A game that's tied, 1-1. So Boldman got to delay a game for sending that one out of play. So here's how overtime works if you're new to it. 7th overtime game of the season for Tahoe. It'll be 3-on-3 for 7 minutes of action. It'll be 4-on-3 to start since Tahoe is on the power play. Golden goal. First goal wins. If we don't have a goal after 7 minutes, we head to a best-of-3 round shootout. Tahoe 1 for 2 in OT. 1 and 2 in OT, I should say. They won in Rapid City back in November, lost in Greensboro, and lost against Kansas City on the road. They're 1 and 2 in a shootout. They beat Wichita on the road in a shootout, and their 2 losses both came at the hands of the Rapid City Rush. So the 4 out there to get us going for the Night Monsters are Adam, O'Leary, Poliani, and Bailey. It's all forwards. Idaho will send out Charlie Dodaro, Jade Miller, and Jeff Baum. So they'll go with a traditional 1 forward, 2D look, trying to prevent this high-flying Tahoe forward group from getting an opportunity to end it. 7 minutes are on the clock, minute 52 left on the minor penalty to Jake Boltman. And here we go. Idaho collects. Tried to dump it ahead was Charlie Dodaro. Instead, it's behind the net. Cameron Whitehead leaves it for Poliani. Poliani backhands Bailey, enters the zone, slows up, trying to spin around Baum. He finds room at the right point. Now cutting towards the top of the middle. Bailey fakes a shot, goes over Poliani near circle. Back up top to Bailey. Sending one in front and a save made by Barshevsky. Both goalies have been fantastic. Whitehead 41 saves on 42 shots. Barshevsky 30 saves on 31 shots. It'll be a far right side face-off circle draw to the left of Jake Barshevsky. To the far right wing, it's won by O'Leary. Up top, Poliani backhands it for O'Leary beneath the goal line. Finds Luke Adam. Up top, Bailey has some room, fires a shot, and a big glove save by Barshevsky. We switch circles. To the near roulette wheel face-off circle it goes. Same group out there. Only been out there for about 47 seconds. This one by Adam, tap back to Bailey. Bailey up top, finds Adam, far circle. Cutting in, up top for Bailey. Surveys his options. Keeps it in the zone. Near side, Pauliani. Trades places. O'Leary, far circle. Pauliani switches with him. Fires one on. Did O'Leary, but that one's kept out by Barshevsky. Pauliani goes up top. Bailey, near side circle. Back for Pauliani. Over Adam. One-timer. And that one is turned away by Barshevsky. Adam up top for Bailey. Down in the far trapezoid, Adam sending it in front for O'Leary, and that one poked wide. Pauliani. Adam, back touch. Bailey in front, looking for O'Leary. Couldn't find him. Adam, far circle against Miller. 5 seconds left on the power play. O'Leary setting up one more chance. In front, Barshevsky taking down Boltman out of the box, and this one clears the zone. It's 4-on-4. Bailey got to be careful. Boltman right behind him. And now Casey Bailey will set it up. Finds Kapchek. Fresh onto the ice. Up ahead for Bailey. Touched ahead. Barshevsky covers it up with the glove. And that gives us a whistle and an offensive zone draw. So we'll be back to 3-on-3. They'll condense it with the power play over. Swick, Gustafson, and Kapchek. 2 forwards, 1D for Tahoe. It'll be Wall, Baum, Arcuri. So Idaho counters with 2 forwards and 1D themselves. Idaho wins the defensive zone draw. Wall back behind for Jeff Baum. Up ahead, Wall. Turns in neutral ice, gains the red line, trying to get some momentum on Kapchek. Working in one-on-one. Arcuri sends it back out in front for Wall, and he tapped it wide. Kept in the zone by Baum, but he's muscled off the puck by Kapchek. Swick ahead. Gustafson too strong on the touch, or else he had a breakaway. Still a chance. Hauled down, and another power play upcoming for the Night Monsters. Arcuri can't believe it, but he's off to the box. 2 for a hook. And here we go. You got to think this is the time. If you're the Night Monsters, and I think Coach Alex Lowe realizes that as well, he's going to call his guys over for a little extended chat. No timeout. Just wanted to get some knowledge passed along with 4:07 left in overtime. Tahoe, 5th try on the power play. They're 0 for 4. Idaho sends that one out. Casey Bailey will chase it down. It's Pauliani, Adam, and O'Leary with him. Bailey across center ice. Slows up right at the blue line. Finds Adam near side. Drops it back for Bailey at the left point. Navigating towards the top of the spear. Near side, Pauliani. Trying to get a lane. Can't. Bailey back over. Pauliani, top of the circle. Works his way up top. Bailey in front. Deflected by Idaho. And now it's a foot race. Miller's there, but Whitehead way out to play it. Bailey, far side. Pauliani dropping. O'Leary back to Pauliani, trying to send it across the crease. No one home. O'Leary keeps it in. Pauliani back to O'Leary. On the circle. Bailey, a chance. Blocked by Boltman in front. Up to Pauliani. He's got room. Sending one on, and another save by Barshevsky. Wow. 56 seconds left on the minor penalty to Arcuri. 3:03 left in overtime. 1-1. Shots are 43-34. Swick, Gustafson, Maye, and Kapchek now. 2D, 2 forward. Idaho wanted a penalty as Nevers was taken down. They don't get one. Kapchek up top. Finds Maye. Cutting Swick. Gets a back touch. Maye over for Gustafson. Far circle down low. Swick. Trying to turn around. Wrist one. And that one's blocked by Barshevsky. Kapchek leaves for Maye. 30 seconds left on the minor penalty. Up top, Maye sends it over. Kapchek thought about a one-timer. Tried to send one across through the body of Swick. Gustafson in front, a chance. High blocker save by Barchevsky. Maye keeps it in. Over for Gustafson. Swick, turn around through the legs. Barchevsky again. Wow. Truly impeccable. 15 seconds of power play time. 2:22 left in OT. Idaho sends this one down the length of the ice, so it looks like they're going to be a perfect 5 for 5 on the penalty kill. O'Leary across the Tahoe Night Monsters center ice logo. Arcuri out of the box, a big addition to the Idaho offense. Right on the bench, Miller just had to dump it in. Gustafson gains the blue line. Fires one on, and that one off the paddle of Barchevsky. O'Leary keeps it in. It's 4-on-4. Across. A blast from Taylor. That one high into the netting. And we'll be back down to 3-on-3 again. Minute 40 left. Shots 43-37 in favor of the Steelheads. Jake McGrew, Mike O'Leary, Kalen Taylor. McGrew and Taylor getting their first look here in OT. It'll be Miller, Pearson, Baum for Idaho. O'Leary wins it to the right point for Taylor. He'll drop it down low, looking for O'Leary. Back behind Baum, muscling against the former Finland star. Pearson. Almost a 2-on-1 there. Good back check presence by O'Leary. Minute 20 left here in the extra period. Kanade up ahead for Pearson. Banks it off the wall, trying to cut in. Kanade's got to break a shot and a save by Cameron Whitehead. In front, Pearson, a chance up high, and Whitehead got that one as well. Taylor. Up for McGrew, drops it back, less than a minute to go here in overtime. Taylor taking his time. Idaho gets a change. Poliani and Bailey out there for the Night Monsters. Now Taylor off, Kapchek on. 40 seconds left. Kanade, the captain, cutting in. Good block by Kapchek into the netting. 36.4 left. This would be the fourth shootout if it goes that far. Gustafson, Swick, and Kapchek. Gustafson wins it to Cappy. Fires across, Swick. Trying to create a 2-on-1. Swick, far right wing. Less than 30 seconds left. Cutting towards the middle, a shot. Oh, what a big save by Barchevsky. Swick keeps it in. 20 seconds left. Taken away by the Steelheads. Hershuk, 1-on-1 against Kapchek. Cutting in is Malmquist. Gustafson tying him off. A chance in front. Stonewalled in front. No one sees it except for Whitehead. 9 seconds on the dot left here in OT. So it'll be an offensive zone draw for Idaho. We haven't seen many of those here in the overtime frame. They're loading up. Mitch Wall's out there at the ready for a one-timer. Jade Miller's going to take the face-off. Far side, Charlie Dodero setting up at the left point. O'Leary pushes that one back. Bailey collects. 5 seconds left in overtime. He's going to be content to take this one to the skills competition as O'Leary takes it through neutral ice, and we go to a shootout. So for the fourth time this season, 67 minutes of action are not enough. We will go to the shootout. We'll see who prevails here in this shootout. It's an intense one here on a Wednesday night. So it's going to be a best of 3. It is tradition for the road team, or rather the home team, to shoot first. Let's see if they keep that tradition. Both goaltenders head towards their respective goals. It'll be Devin Poliani up first for the Night Monsters. He's been their go-to guy to get it started. 2 for 6 in his career in the shootout. Here comes Devin. Near side, right wing. Cutting towards the middle. Far circle. Walks in. A shot and a save. Barchevsky starts it off with a big stop. And now Idaho will get their first crack at it. It'll be Caleb Pearson. He's a perfect 2 for 2 in his career in the shootout at this level. Far right side circle, cutting in with pace, backhand shot off the bar. It stays out. Scoreless after 1. It'll be Mike O'Leary now, 1 for 2. That one goal was the winner in Wichita. Played in Finland a season ago. Works in backhand. He scores! Money on his last 2. And now a chance to put the pressure on. Who does Idaho go with? They go with our Curry, the lone goal scorer tonight. 1 for 1 in his lone attempt. With pace to the forehand, he scores. Our Curry has beaten Whitehead twice tonight, and we go to the third, tied at 1. And now the former Ottawa Senator and Toronto Maple Leaf, Casey Bailey, gets ready. 0 for 3 in his ECHL career. Far circle, cuts in to the forehand, he scores! Idaho needs this one to stay alive. And they send Mitch Wall. How about these numbers? 13 for 28 in his career. On attempt number 29, can Wall keep the game alive? Slow move to the backhand. What a veteran move. He waits, picks his corner, and sends us to round 4. Wow, 14 goals in his ECHL shootout career. Up next, it'll be Jordan Gustafson in his first season of pro hockey. Works in on the forehand and a shot stopped by Barchevsky. Idaho can win it. It'll be Liam Malmquist. Malmquist 0 for 2. The lefty works in. He scores in the top corner. And the Idaho Steelheads are victorious in the shootout. Jake Barchevsky hits the celly. He's fired up. And they all go to the corner as Liam Malmquist fires home the OT winner, the shootout winner The Steelheads get the extra point. And they're now at 70 on the year. Final in a shootout, Idaho 2, Tahoe 1. We'll be back after this to wrap it up. You're listening to Night Monsters Hockey on Mixler and watching live on FloHockey.tv and Amazon Prime.